Give me a second, guys, while I touch the sky. See if that makes a difference. It did make a slight difference. Hello, everybody. This is Derek, aka Mr. Everything, and we are getting ready to get started to begin. We're going to have a recap here in just a second once I get this stream squared away. Welcome to the channel, and if you like this video and you want to subscribe, please like and subscribe to the channel. And I'm going to up the desktop audio just a little so you can hear the players a little bit better. And then let me get to them. All right, guys. We are back. I had to also fix my OBS because it apparently, my mic and everything disconnected there as well. And, aha, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so let's talk about a recap real quick. Last thing that happened was we had some votes. It looks like Raxus got the vote for the PVI. I think you have the only PVI available at this time. And we had kind of two challenges this last week. We had one where you had to go finish up the boar, and the Aramanthian boar, excuse me, little hiccup, and you had successfully knocked it out, and well, not knocked it out, but weakened it and tied it up and got it to back to town on your wagon. The wagon is yours. You guys can own the wagon. That is something that I don't think I told you. It's not on loan. It's not borrow. You guys, if you need it for whatever adventures you're going on in the near future. Otherwise, you can just leave it parked at the inn. You know, if you don't need a wagon, you can just leave it there. You brought the boar back. You found out that the boar tusks are harvestable, and Clippe broke them free and presented them to you so that you can make or fashion weapons or whatever you want out of them. They do have a special property where they do a D8 extra damage, which is pretty cool. The Ermanthian boar is its tusks grow fairly fast, so within a month or so it'll have its tusks back. But you don't just go up to it and chop off the tusks. There's a little give and take discussion between a Clippy and the boar about if it was okay, and it was happy to have the demonic possession that was in it removed, and so it was grateful and provided you with its tusks. And then afterwards, the next day, Chiron came to you and explained that a couple of stable hands haven't been seen for a couple of days, and told you where the stable was, which is really close to the town, less than a mile away, or approximately a mile away. And go find out what happened to them. So you guys traveled out there, and the weather turned bad. The weather started raining and lightning strikes, stuff like that, and you made it into the stable after finding out that the doors were glued shut and these stable hands were glued to the inside of the door, still alive but unconscious, and they were being kept alive by the glue. The glue was down inside their lungs and stuff like that. It's like liquid oxygen or whatever, like what is that show, The Deep, or was it The Abyss or whatever, where they get it. He take there's a certain type of diving bell that puts liquid oxygen in the entire thing, where you can breathe the liquid. It fills your lungs, and you can actually survive deeper without getting the bends, and or the pressure. You still get the bends, but the pressure won't kill you. And it was kind of like that, because when they got rescued and they finally got lesser ressurized, they spit up all this crystalline goo that was in their lungs. And then you were given 1,000 gold for your efforts. And he mentioned something, one of the stable hands mentioned something about it was in his mind. He could feel the presence pressing against his mind and stuff like that while he was being pinned or whatever. And in the stable there was an Aegean, which is it's a goo-like ooze creature that normally resides in the underworld, and it survives by eating people's souls. So if you die and your soul goes to the underworld, you're actually physicalized in a body in the underworld. And if you were able to find the door to get out or to come to the surface, you could actually just walk out of the underworld and you'd have a second life, right? And that gate is normally guarded by Cerberus, which currently Cerberus is not on guard. And so these creatures and these things are sneaking out of the underworld, the ones that found the door, basically. And this creature must have found its way out. And one of the things about this creature that I'm going to media res tell you about, because I forgot to really share this with you last week. But Chiron will share with you that it can break parts of itself off, okay? Like venom or whatever. Like a portion of it can split off of it. It can reattach and detach. So it can actually split into an infinite number of these things. Well, not an infinite, but because once you run out of matter, then I guess it won't be able to split. But those blobs, those secondary blobs, are just normally just like servants of the main blob. But the more intelligent creatures that it can ensnare or possess will allow its blobs to have more and more semblance or similarities to those captured. So because there was 2 and only 2 stable hands, the creatures only had a vague look-alike of 2 stable hands. And they still had the memories, or they were developing the memories and the habits of those 2 stable hands, so they would continue to go around in the stable taking care of the animals. Even though they're really it working for the main blob. So if there was hypothetically 10 stable hands, then they all might look like human beings and not blobs in the shape of a human being. You know, think doppelganger. You know, they might actually be those stable hands. So it's actually considered to be an extremely dangerous creature, because if you guys were captured, theoretically, it might have a party of adventurers come back to the inn that are actually blobs. But luckily you defeated it. You defeated the main one and the brain of the operation. And you saved the animals, except for a few of the cows got crushed. Some escaped. Most of them escaped. It was a sad day, but you guys were victorious in the eyes of the villagers of Caligaros. They are patting you on the back. They're coming around to you and telling you that you guys are great. Thank you for everything you've done for us. Now, this is something. Now, we'll start at this point. You guys are getting ready to basically take your leave from Chiron. It's still early in the not early in the morning, but it's still morning time. It is still raining outside, and so you guys can venture around, do whatever you want to do in the town. Chiron finally said, "We're gonna have a celebration tomorrow, so bring your A game, and let's have a good time. You guys are great. We love you, and all that." Now, out of character. Or I guess this is in character. This is your thought process, or there's some things you've noticed. There are no warriors in this village, right? There are none, right? There are villagers with pitchforks. There's some hunters that would be like the closest thing you would call as a warrior, right? There are no guards. There's no security element. There's nothing like that, right? And by bringing you here, you can see why you were brought here. You can see that you bring a missing piece to this village.
A sense of security.
Right. You guys are the think of it like you guys are the what would be a good word? Like for you it would be the Mounties, right? But no, there's like
We're the feds?
Yes, because you're working for the gods. So yes. But but think of it more like the marshals of the area. You guys are not the law per se, but you are the enforcers of the law. Okay, so you guys were brought here to be the strong arm of the gods in this area. But for one thing, they don't normally need this.
Yeah, because other creature and other people would fear retaliation from the gods. It's the stewards.
Right, and the stewards are really just maintaining the stables and the vineyards and the local wood area and hunting and keeping the different animals in check and stuff like that. They're not equipped for monsters per se or underworld creatures. And so you got here in the nick of time. That's great. Okay, so out of character or in character, you can answer this question however you'd like. But this is a question that I don't want to answer myself. I've thought about this. How do I answer this? Is it a die roll? Do I base this on stats? No, I'm going to let you guys decide. And you can just decide on anything. If you were a villager in Ilos, okay, remember Ilos? If you were a villager in Ilos and your party or if they were asked about your party, your group, who is the most impressive? What do you think the villager, fisherman, the shopkeeper, whoever, you can kind of put it all together. Who is the most impressive? Not doesn't have to be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. It could be I'm scared of that guy, or it could be that guy's the hero, or I remember him because he was all hairy. I remember this guy because he speaks my language. Whatever it is, out of your group, who do you think the average Joe in Ilos would say is the most impressive?
I would say either Raxus or Zermedes because I'm usually in the background and Argus is relatively new.
Okay, come to a consensus. You guys can talk this out amongst yourselves.
I was going to say I would say Zermedes, considering that he's always at the forefront with something, has pretty much been the leader of our group, despite the contrary, and so far he's pretty much led us to come up with plans for almost every encounter and such.
But do you think a villager would notice that?
Yeah, considering that.
Yeah, because he talks about himself a lot.
Considering that he's pretty much at the forefront of almost every important conversation, that's by being Rex and the boys. He's pretty much our leader so far. So as such, if I was willing to, I'd look at him and say, I bet Zermedes is actually him leading the pack.
Yeah, more known for would be Zermedes, but if you're thinking like more impressive, like physically, then it's Raxus, hands down. But
that's your decision. If that's how you want to judge it, I'm asking.
That's how I judge
the
it.
average villager, if you walked up to him and said, "Who is the most impressive?" What would they say?
without knowing us prior?
Well, whatever. You can fill in any blanks you want. You can make up any angle you want. What would their answer be?
I still say it's Zermedes.
Okay. So you think it's Zermedes because he's most vocal? They would consider that impressive?
I would say as far as impressive, as just a random villager, I see people, shoot bows and hold swords all the time, the guards and stuff. But how many people do you see turn into a bear?
Did a villager ever see that? Did a villager ever see that?
No.
Ever see that? Yeah.
No, he made the
a horse and
no. He made the point. What? When we brought the board, yeah. But he said
That was only
Ilos.
that was only in.
And then Ilos, he made sure that I transformed back before we entered the village.
Oh, right. That was going to be a really strong argument for Argus.
Yeah, for all intent and purposes,
Well,
the villagers of Ilos thinks it's just an average Joe we just picked up.
Well, the princess might have seen you be a bear. Right? Maybe. I don't remember that scenario, but she's not your average villager.
No, because she already knew us before meeting us.
And when we rescued the villagers from the orcs the first time,
You turned into a spider.
some of them were in the little prison cages with us, and you turned into a spider and climbed out and came back with stuff.
Yeah. And those weren't from Ilos. Those were people from other territories.
Oh. Okay. Now, as far
From afar, I would say Argus.
Or Raxus?
Just walk. Raxus. From afar, come up to them and say, "Yeah, the
Because he's
tall minotaur with a golden head."
okay. Because he's most physically.
Yeah, and the golden head
I'm
helps.
taller than him,
Not with his horns. No, I'm
and
just kidding.
I'm
I'm just kidding.
covered in stars. No,
The
Now-
stars.
That's
as
true.
far
There
as-
is the stars. Yeah.
and when I hit things, there's bursts of sparks.
Yeah, but don't hit things in village.
We have. Like the people who keep coming into places.
Okay, so I see there's an argument for everybody. Everybody's trying to be politically correct and give everybody a vote. That's not what I'm asking for.
I vote
I'm,
Zermetes.
I'm asking, okay, because you think because you look strange, which I can get that. Like people don't normally see Khajiit walking around, right? So
That they usually leave the talking to me, even when I'd like to
Yeah.
avoid that.
right, you talk to
And
the villagers, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And as far as lasting impressions, basically every single person we've insulted intentionally or accidentally was me. I've either given a bag of coin or
Good or bad, it was because of Zermetes.
awful.
Okay.
Good
Does-
and bad.
Does
Mostly
everybody
bad.
agree with that?
Yeah.
That
Okay.
makes perfect sense to me.
Okay.
Our
So
past impression, yeah, Zermetes.
okay. So remind me before the next day begins to take you into a private chat. All right. So it'll you.
Okay.
Just remind me. It's no big deal. It's just I want to tell you something in private.
Okay.
All right, so you guys are in town. Let's bring this over here. It's still fairly early in the morning, 10 o'clock ish. It's raining outside. You can hear the pitter patter on the top of the lounge ambrosia. You hear this, and then every now and then a lightning strikes, thunder. Nothing too out of the ordinary for a thunderstorm. What do you want to do? What do you guys want to do?
Gallus doesn't really have hobbies. So it's pretty much gonna train at whatever looks more like a training ground. Because just waiting for another disaster to happen.
Okay, so you're gonna stand out in the rain.
Never hurt me before.
It's raining. I'm inside.
Right. If you
Yeah,
wanna,
yeah, cat.
you wanna stand out in the rain and exercise.
Actually, Raxus, what are you doing?
I'm not doing anything at the moment.
Are you gonna work on those tusks?
Oh yeah, that's what I had planned. And also after that, I did want to talk to our old blacksmith about the possibility of like in the future, it's like saying, since you're not really any defenses going on, like maybe trying to make automatons or something like that, or constructs, considering that hey, this is being a regular occurrence, so if possible,
You
possible.
mean make you brothers?
If possible, make constructs to help defend.
Is there more of you?
Mhm.
In that case, I would like to be holed up in the forge with Raxus, just watching him work and enjoying the heat out of the rain.
Okay. So what about you, Argus?
Yeah, I want to go enjoy the rain in the orchard. Walk around. Maybe I'll run into Thalos.
Run into
That's
who?
Argus.
The orchard. He
Creon's
wants to
daughter.
enjoy enjoy the rain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Gallus, you are gonna go train, or are you gonna out in the
Yeah.
rain? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because when we're on the field, we don't control the weather. We don't have the choice to stand side. So yeah, the big raindrops are perfect for training, for an environmental training.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's do this real quick. Gallus, you find the only place to train really is these targets or these little like sword dummies. You've got these little mannequin looking things set up over by the Amarisia Lounge. They're archery. There's archery targets, but next to them are these like little mannequins for to practice sword blows or
Dummies.
something like that. They're just dummies.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, they're there. They're made out of like hay and rope and some burlap wrapped around them to hold it all in. And yeah, you can chop at them.
Yeah.
Uh,
I can train with the targets too because I don't really practice my spear throw all that much.
Right, and there's targets that you can throw at and see how good you are and whatnot. And when you do that, you're over there, you're practicing out in the rain, and Eclipse comes to the door, right? And she opens the door and she's looking out at you from protection from the rain, and she says, "Oh, you're practicing for tomorrow's game?"
What game?
Oh, you didn't hear? We're having a celebration tomorrow.
Yeah, I heard about the celebration, but
Oh, you're not practicing to try to win the games?
I never heard of games, but I would love to participate.
Okay, well, it should be exciting. Yeah, just you're welcome to train in the rain, but just know that you won't beat me in an archery contest.
I'm not an archer. I says, I throw a
And
stick.
she goes, as she closes the door, make a perception check with disadvantage because of the rain.
That's a 21.
Okay, so you hear her. As she turns and closes the door, she goes, "That's obvious."
In my head, being the. Usually I'm not that dense, but it's just like. Well, of course it's obvious I don't have a bow.
Right. Okay, and then we'll go to Gallus. We're gonna jump to Gallus. Argus. You're in the apple orchard, and you're walking around. You'll notice that depending on where you stand under the trees, you can actually get less rain, hitting you. Or you can stand in the paths or whatever where there might be an opening and soak in all the water. Or you could kind of take a more dry route, through and
I'm just
Like,
being,
I want to spend some time as a frog too. Just
vibing.
yep. So I'll use.
Sorry, I have to say it. It is Wednesday.
okay, so you transform into a frog.
Just
Yep.
to chill.
Yep.
Okay. So Thales walks past you.
When I'm a frog.
Yeah.
I don't think I.
She's tending to
I don't-
the trees.
Rip it.
She's got a little like a cloak over her back, which actually drapes over her hind quarters, and she's every now and then she'll pull an apple down and put it in a basket she's carrying. She doesn't pull like every apple. She's being very selective. Go ahead and make a perception check.
What's the perception for a frog in a rain?
Oh.
It is well, no, you don't get a disadvantage,
You
but you
rolled
do get a
better
frog.
than
But
me.
you do get frog. Is that a frog's deception?
No,
I mean,
that's my
perception.
perception. That's my
Okay.
perception.
Does a frog have a +7?
I don't know. I wasn't expecting actually ever being a frog. I don't think I have a token.
Okay, well, just a second. I'll.
But yeah, I attempt to sort of channel. Like I'm practicing being as like the animal as possible. So I mean, it's one thing to transform into the animal, but being the animal is another, and that's what I'm practicing. I'm attempting to be a frog.
Okay, should be in your.
Um,
It should be in your journal.
Let me refresh, and then maybe it'll show up.
Is that like a -1?
Oh, there it is.
Well, except on rainy days, just a vibe. Why would be one with the frog help?
A 17 as frog.
Okay, 17 is good enough. You're gonna see plus even with disadvantage, you would add a 17. You see that she's not picking the good apples. It looks like she's cleaning up, like taking the ones that are about to go bad or the ones that have already gone bad. Some of them are very bad. I mean, very bad. I mean, you wouldn't be caught dead eating one of those apples. Or maybe you would be caught dead after eating one of them. Yeah. So, So, what else are you going to do the rest of the day? Just be in for at least a couple hours. Be in touch with She doesn't even notice you. She doesn't pay attention to your presence.
That's good. I'm pleased by that.
Yeah. Either she doesn't notice you, or she's ignoring you. One or the other. Okay, so we'll go back to go back to the blacksmith shop. When you get to the blacksmith shop, you'll notice that there's about 20 people in there, and they're all making things.
I love that. Oh, it's a rainy day. Well, let's get ahead on some homework.
Yeah.
Can I look around and see what some of them are making, by the way?
Yeah, they're making like wooden stalls, maybe a wooden booth of some kind. Maybe like an awning cover. It's very basic. It's like a roof and 4 legs, and they're basically using the nails that the blacksmith is making, and they're using their wood and lumber, and they're building wooden tables and structures and things like that, and it looks all very roughshod, temporary. Probably they're going to take them apart as soon as everything's over with, or as soon as its use is over. It's kind of like building a fence with pallets.
Okay.
And when you walk in, she's like, "Oh, you guys, hello."
What's going on here? Seems like you're pretty busy.
Yeah, well, the Foot Factory announced yesterday that they were prepared to release their new brew, and so And it was about that time we decided we were just going to have like a big party celebration. Plus, it's kind of, can you keep a secret?
Of course.
And then one of the guys in the crowd says, "Don't tell him! Don't tell him! Keep it a secret!" And she's like, she leans over, "I can't tell you. I was going to tell you, but they're watching."
Hey, that's fine by me if you don't want to. I won't pry if you don't
No,
want me.
I want to, but
Alright.
Will you
But-
tell me?
no, you is plural, not you is singular.
Like, you're worse than Rax.
I just give him like the look of like, really?
And as they're building these stables or these whatever these are, whenever one of them like hammers a nail in and they hit it the wrong way and it goes in crooked, she immediately goes behind them and pulls it out. And looks over at them and says, "This is how it's done." And then she holds it up and hits it once, boom, and it goes all the way in. And then she says, "That's how you hammer a nail. Don't tap it." And then she goes off and looks at one of the other groups that are making whatever they're making. Her cat, Kimbo, is watching all of this in confusion or whatever, just sitting off to the side watching. What can I do for you guys? We're kind of busy right now making ready for the celebration tomorrow.
Oh, well,
But you're welcome to use the forge.
All right. I just planned on making spears out of these tusks from the boar.
I'm here to watch.
Okay. So, you're going to make 2 spears?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, are they spears? Are they war spears? Are they javelins?
I
What
plan
are
to
they?
make a war spear for myself and a spear for Zermedes here.
A war spear and a spear,
Yes.
not 2 war spears. Hermedes, can you use a war spear?
No, that's
Okay.
why I have the Orichalcum short sword.
Okay. So to make the war spear, all I need is a 12 smithing proficiency check.
All right.
I would love myself a trident for character flavor, but it's literally just a spear but heavier.
Do you have smithing on your left side? If you click it, it'll ask you what stat to use, and in this case, it can be whatever stat you want it to be.
All right.
But I think it's intelligence. But it could be strength, it could be dex. I don't know what smithing's stat is. I guess I could look it up. Smith tools, proficiency, attributes, artisan tools. You can borrow those. That's no problem. Type, tool. Great. It doesn't tell me there. Items, smith tools. It might be under that. It doesn't say. It says ability check you make. Each artisan tool requires a separate proficiency. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so what do you think it would be?
I think it would be strength because these are like very difficult materials and I'm having to use strength to get them to be put in together.
Okay, go ahead. I can see that.
30-20.
Yeah. So after a couple hours, you're able to craft a war spear, and then now you have to roll a 10 to get a regular spear.
All right.
Oh yeah, no worries. Okay, so there's wood available for you to shave. There's probably already a lot of like thin pole like shafts. You just need to cut them to size for tools or pitchforks or rakes or whatever, and you can easily convert that into a spear, and then you attach your shaved and heated and bound onto this pole. You've made your 2 spears, and so you can give Zermedes his boar tusk spear, and you can have your boar tusk war spear.
All right.
No problem. And that pretty much takes a couple hours. So everybody is pretty much after noon.
All right.
Since he got a 20 for mine, can it be like a +10?
It can't.
Nice try, but I doubt it.
Yeah, it's really good at what it does.
And that's about it.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's
sometimes
very-
that's
it's-
enough.
It's very clean.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah.
I'll fix it.
I didn't mean clean as in not dirty. I mean clean as in smooth
Neat.
and neat.
Yeah, I know, but it works on 2 levels.
Okay.
Where
So
you break your hide.
You can only be a frog at level 4 because it has a swim speed,
yeah.
even though it's a CR 1/8.
Yeah, the swim speed is what limited him.
Wow.
Yeah. You can't pick anything with a fly speed.
So he can
Right.
be a toad. Toads don't swim.
Could be a giant frog.
A rivet.
Your maximum is CR 1, right?
Yeah.
Ribbit.
Maybe not now. He's not high enough level of a CR1.
Well, he's a bear. Oh, no,
That's-
a black
that's-
bear.
yeah,
that's
black-
one. That's half.
Yeah.
Then you can be a brown bear.
Yeah, I don't think you can ever be a brown bear, right?
I think I need to be a different specialization of druid.
Ah,
Because I think it has higher than a 1 CR.
that's one.
A brown bear?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I can at 8th level. I can become a brown bear.
A
One shape
grizzly.
is just for gaining HP and sometimes spider to unlock doors.
All right, so what else do you guys want to do in town? Is there anything else that you want to do in town? Work continues in the Cap and Hammer. Archery is getting boring because you've been there for a number of hours, shooting at the same 2 targets with your spear. You can only throw your spear so many times before you've thrown it enough. And you're completely drenched.
That's alright. I was born and the rain stole.
Other than having forged the spears for Zermaze and I, there was nothing else I can really think of to do. Unless anyone wants my assistance to help out at the forge. I'm all done for what I'm needed to do.
Okay, so Americia comes over to you, Raxus, and says, "Can I look at that?"
Yeah, go for it, sure.
Okay, so that's wonderful. That's a predictor right there. Okay, so she takes a look at the spear, and you can see her. She has like this look of insight you need to roll.
Alright.
Disappointment.
Yeah.
16.
Yeah. So she looks approvingly at the spear like I probably couldn't have done it any better. That's how she's looking at it. And she goes, "Oh, this is quite competent." And then she hands it back to you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, it just proves that you're Hephaestus's son.
Thank you. However, I do plan on hopefully one day making creations great enough that even Hephaestus himself will recognize it as great, as something special. So, hopefully that
Okay.
day will come soon.
Okay. Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
No worries.
And is there anything I can do to help you out around here while I'm still here?
These guys need help like hammering nails because they don't know they're hitting it with the wood part.
Oh dear. Oh dear. But Rax just goes over here. It's like he's gonna help these poor schmucks out because if you're doing that, then
Yeah, they don't know what they're doing. They're farmers. You know, they know what a hammer is and they know what a nail is, you know, but you can tell that they're not, if it's not planting seeds or cultivating crops or whatever, they really don't know what they're doing.
yeah, I could see. Well, I'm gonna spend a good chunk of time helping these guys out with nailing everything in.
Okay. Yeah, so you spend the rest of the day assisting with the construction of these booths
Mm-hmm.
and tables. Okay. What about you, Zermedes? What are you doing?
I really don't want to go out in the rain, so I guess I'll help too.
Okay. Well, you can hold the wood while they hammer, or you can hammer.
I want to see if I can drive a nail into the board with my palm.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure.
That's a cool thing.
Yeah. So you drive. Go ahead and make an unarmed attack, and let's see how good you get. Target number is a 10. So yeah. So you strike this nail and take 6 points of piercing damage to your fist.
I figured.
The nail goes in between your fingers and like reverse Wolverine. And then you pull your hand out. There's blood all over the nail.
I'm just gonna hold the boards.
Okay. And they drive the bloody nail in. This one will be a special nail. Thank you for your blood and sweat.
I saw a strong man do it once. I wanted to try.
Okay.
I failed.
Right. Well, no, you didn't fail. You completely coated it with blood. Thank you.
I lubricated it so it would go in easier.
So now
It's a
this
secret
nail can't claim to be a virgin. Yeah, it's you know,
That's
you've
like
you've
the
heard of
worst way of putting it.
well, you've heard of virgin steel. That's what they're talking about. Never drew blood. Okay, so yeah, so they hammer it in, and you guys finish your day over there. And when you're done with your training, where do you go?
Well, I did it many times as a kid. I'm gonna find maybe like some wood, like to carve.
Okay. Yeah, you can find there's deadfall or whatever in the little patch of woods over here. You can just
Yeah.
walk over there and grab something off the ground. And what are you gonna carve? Just whittling.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are you gonna do that?
Where?
Uh-huh.
At the lounge, is there like not inside, but
Yeah,
like,
there's a little overhang that you can sit on the it's not a patio, but it's kind of like a maybe a 2 or 3 foot section of all the way up and down the length of the building that you can, and there's little wooden benches and stuff for people to like sit outside and take in the sunlight and all that. But in this case it's rain. So yeah, you can find a spot that's drier than the rest of the place. Yeah. And you see people running across the courtyard, running from building to building, holding their cloaks over their heads, trying to stay dry. You see just villagers going about their daily lives, trying to avoid being wet. I want you to make a Constitution saving throw.
saving throw.
Yes.
22.
Okay, you do not catch a cold.
Yeah,
And
those years as soldier pays off. You're desensitized to weather.
and Mr. Frogman, at the end of your time of 2 hours, what do? You stay a frog or do you move on?
I think 2 hours isn't enough frog time, but 4 hours will do it. So I'll become a frog again.
Okay. So yeah, you continue to be a frog. And
Do you want to know after that?
well, at the 2 hour point when you switch over, you can see that you haven't seen the caretaker in probably 30 minutes. You haven't seen her. She's not in your area. Remember, it's larger inside than it is outside. What do you want to do when you hit the after that? Like when you switch over, you become a new frog.
Yep.
And then you're just gonna stay a frog for another 2 hours.
Yep.
And then what? You had something at the end of the 2 hours?
Yeah, after that I'll go back to the
It's-
lounge ambrosia.
Yeah, it's mid-afternoon. So yeah, so you go back. You see a cold and shivering Gallus outside, whittling. He's drenched from head to toe.
What do you mean shivering?
You're shivering.
Aw.
You're like,
You want You want to warm up inside with me, Gallus?
I don't want to mess the floor with the wooden scrapings. That would be very rude of me.
okay. So you guys basically just pass the time the rest of the day. Is there anything else that you guys want to do specifically? Otherwise, I'm going to get you back to the Lounge Ambrosia for your dinner.
Nope, I'm just going.
Nope.
Okay.
We've been very busy lately. I relish this downtime.
They ask you in the blacksmith shop. They ask you if you can give them a hand carrying these booths out to the town square.
Yeah, it's no problem at all for me.
Right now?
Yeah, right now.
Still
All
waiting.
right.
It's raining. We're gonna set them up, get them ready for the morning.
Try.
I'm doing so.
Might not stop raining.
Oh.
Afraid of the rains and Medis?
Well, he is a cat, right?
It makes me feel uncomfortable. Imagine if someone came over and was just poking you all over your body.
Well, there's no time to do it now before the rain possibly gets worse.
Zermetes is holding one leg of the canopy, walking in the rain, shaking off his hand. Then he grabs the pole and shakes off the other hand.
Yep.
His legs, he's shaking. He's trying to keep the rain from building up on his body. Okay, so yeah, they basically make a big circle around the town square with about 5 booths. And as the sun is starting to go down, and you go back into the lounge, and a lot of people are in the lounge, heating up next to the fire, taking on the the little food that is being provided. You'll notice that there is like a beef stew kind of thing that's being served because I have a lot of beef right now. But yeah, there's beef stew. But you would expect maybe steaks or ribs or something like that, but it's not. It's just beef stew. And one of his servants is walking around with a big huge bowl and ladling it out into people like
I get it. It's simpler. It's easier to make in big batches.
yeah, makes a big batch of it and then puts it in your bowl at your table. And then if you need more, they just come back around and refill your bowl. But you don't see the proprietor. He is nowhere to be seen. But
Halfling's not there.
no, what halfling? But you don't. He's a very short person. But you don't see him anywhere. But you do smell the distinct odor coming from the kitchen that is not beef, right? It's not beef stew. It smells like apples.
Fritters.
I don't know, but it's
Or maybe pies.
cooking apples.
I hope it's not the rotten ones.
Okay. What else would you guys like to do? Anything specific or just turn in for the evening?
I'm just going to turn in for an evening. I
Yeah,
have
me
everything
too.
I wanted to do.
Okay.
I want to see what they're doing with the apples.
Okay. So you go back to where the kitchen is and you push on the kitchen door and it doesn't open.
I push harder.
Make an athletics roll. This door is locked.
Oh, it sure is.
Yeah. It's a simple swing door. You know, you've seen the servants coming and going, like walking through that door with no problem. But when you go up to push on the door, it will not open.
This door is evil.
And one of the servants that's sloshing beef stew on various farmers' bowls or carpenters or whatever, she looks over at you and says, "You're not allowed in there."
Why not?
You have to be an employee. It's employees only. We probably should make a sign. Sorry.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I'll take you at your word for it this time.
Why did you Dingleberry or whatever his name is? What's his name? Oh my gosh. Gallon is he's currently busy making the pies for tomorrow's pie eating contest. So,
There's a pie eating contest?
well, yeah.
I will be there.
Okay. Make room.
We have a secret weapon.
He's on target to make 100. But he wants to work through the night, so he might make actually a few more than that.
Hey, Raxus. I kind of nudge a little on your breastplate. Is it hollow in there?
I don't know. What are you insinuating?
How many pies can fit in that?
I don't know.
Is there a way in Discord for me to prevent a viewer, someone in here, from hearing us?
we could jump over to the Saturday night chat.
Well, I've got a million other
I don't
chats.
know.
I got a million other voice channels, but I don't want to lose I don't want to lose our pictures and everything.
Yeah.
I've got something called server mute. I got server deafen, but that's going to deafen
yeah.
you as well, right?
You could server deafen all of us, I think.
Does that allow? Okay, let's test this.
Oh, we could
That's
definitely.
I'm about to server deafen Argus, and then I'm going to say something, and you tell me if you hear me, okay? Can you hear me? Did you hear me? Okay. Yep.
Can hear
Okay.
everything.
So I will. But Gallus and Raxus, you heard that, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I
Okay.
was gonna say we can't just deafen ourselves.
That would involve trust.
No, it's not trust. The icon's right there.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want you. But this way, when I'm done, I can get you
Give us
back. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay, so you guys all turn in for the evening. The rain seems to be going strong. It doesn't seem like it's letting up. Raxus, do you have your own room?
I believe I would, yes.
Okay. What do you do at night in your room? I know you have to sit and recharge.
Mhm.
But what else?
I put away my weapons, put away my armor, make sure everything's set in place. Then before I go to recharge, I say a prayer to Festus, wish me luck on whatever I have to create or whatever quests or labors I have to go on.
Okay, so basically you take that as an opportunity to reset yourself and resettle and refocus and all that. Okay, great.
Correct.
Now, I know what Gallus and Argus do. You fall face first on your bed and pass out. Right, I got you. Now, I know Gallus probably, definitely takes your armor off because
Yeah.
you don't sleep in your armor.
No.
You probably don't. You're probably not walking around town in your armor, honestly. But you can if you want. If you're practicing, training, and stuff like that, I can see you
Yeah.
wearing your armor while you're doing that.
And unlike Rexus, it's leather. It won't actually rust.
Right. But do you know what happens when wet leather dries?
Oh yeah, it smells like death.
No, when it dries.
Oh,
It becomes hard as steel. Yeah, it's not malleable once you get leather wet and then it dries.
no.
And then you have to break it in all over again.
Then you gotta break it in
If
all
you
over
still
again.
can.
Yeah, which
It's already hard leather.
there is a technique called waxing. A lot of people will soak leather in wax and then let the wax soak into the leather, making it hard like steel. But there's a softer technique using just water. But you can, don't worry about it. You were perfectly fine because you're constantly moving in the day. It's drying while it's on you, so you don't have to worry about it. And actually, it might even give you a +1 armor. Who knows, right? Okay, yeah.
And I change my bandages because they're wet.
Exactly. Right. You gotta change your bandages, and everybody else passes out, and Zermedes does the same. You probably stand on your bed, walk around in a circle a couple of times, and then wait, that's a dog. Okay, so never mind. So you probably just curl up into a ball, cough up whatever has built up in the day, and then you fall asleep to the gentle noise of rain hitting the roof of the lounge,
Feels like home.
at the smell of these apple pies being made, dreaming of the pie eating contest. Now I'm going to server deafen everybody, and I will bring you all back here in just a moment. All right. So, while you are asleep.
Uh,
I can hear.
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Can anyone else hear?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody's
Hear
deaf.
Simon for a second. That's why I was concerned.
Well, we can hear them.
Okay.
They can't hear us. So
Excellent.
they could talk amongst themselves and we would hear it. But you're asleep, right? And you drift off into what you feel is the Fey realm, right? You feel like you can kind of feel that you're in this natural wildlife, maybe the plains of your homeland, right? You got these the vast open tracts of land with grain and just tumbleweeds and whatever, just huge areas of land. And off in the distance, you see someone walking up towards you. You're not sure who it is. You don't have any control over it. This person is making its way through the grain of probably wild wheat or whatever. And as it gets closer, you realize it has more than 2 arms. It's hard to tell, but it looks like it's got about 6 arms. And as it gets closer, you can tell that it is not walking, it's swaying back and forth as it approaches you, right? And you kind of get the impression that it probably has a snake body, right? And it gets close to, kind of think of like the Indian god. If you're familiar with the Indian god with all the arms and the swords.
Vishnu, I want to say.
I don't remember the name, but that's the imagery I'm trying to give you.
Yes, it's Vishnu. I was right.
Okay, as it approaches you and it gets within visible range, you can see it is a woman. It is dressed in Persian attire, and it does have multiple swords in its hands, and not threatening, just displaying them to you, and says, "They're Medis. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
You thought you could get away from us? Well,
Did I?
guess what? We have what you want, and we are not giving it back. We have taken back what was once ours.
Oh, God's damn it.
And thank you for the additional slaves. We appreciate your gift. And the sail. It's a beautiful
okay.
sail.
I thought you meant you took the princess back. You just took the ship.
Oh, right, the princess. Well,
Yes, then I'd have to come kill you, but I mean the boat was yours.
I don't care about that princess. The princess was just one of our generals trying to get a step ahead.
Without feet? Surely you mean a slither ahead. Anyways, where's the boat so I can come kill you?
Oh, we've returned it
Also, why
with
are
the
you,
slaves.
How are you talking to me like this?
Do you not know? And then the scene changes. She fades away in a cloud of smoke. It puffs away, and then what you see as from your perspective, like you were a bird. Okay, you're flying in the air, and you see this island. It's a beautiful looking island. It's got fishing. You can see the entire island. It's not gigantic, but it's large. It's a large island. But you see like fishing villages and kids playing on the beach and fishermen out in the water. And then the scene changes where you see a boat with scales along the sides of the boat pulls up to this fisherman's village, and a bunch of people climb off. And you recognize this as your ship because it's got the trident sail, and the bird flies around. You have no control over this bird. The bird flies around, and you can see the families being reunited and people being very happy and glad. And then the scene changes again, where they're loading supplies upon this boat, like food and water and stuff like that. They're bringing barrels of food onto your ship, when a second ship, looking identical to the first except the sail has a big snake on it, pulls up beside yours, and all these warriors just pile out and board your ship and board or land on the island. They grab a bunch of the men, and everybody's screaming and running for the woods and stuff. It's pandemonium. And they take your crew from Ilos into custody, and you see the Caesarians sail away with both boats to the east, and then the scene changes again, and then you see a raven. You're back in the field. You see a bunch of grain in the wood in the back of the original scene. You're in the plains of your homeland, and there's a dead tree to the right with like branches but no leaves and stuff because it's dead. And you didn't notice this before, but there is a raven sitting on one of the branches, and all you can hear from the raven is a thought. You hear like a whisper, "I'm sorry," and then you wake up. Okay, I'm undeafening them. I brought you all back. Okay, so you guys are all sleeping, and the first to wake up is Zermetes, and I don't know if he wants to react to what he's just encountered, or if he wants to share that with you or not.
Okay. We've had portentous dreams before, and they turned out to be very important, so I immediately get up.
Okay.
And no knocking, no anything, one by one, go to everyone's room and slam the door open.
Breaking their lock.
Yeah, another attack.
Breaking their locks?
Yes.
I didn't lock my door.
Yeah, it's got a little hasp to keep it from
yeah.
keep the wind from blowing it open.
Boom. The latch. I'm like,
It's a latch, right? So it takes a 1 strength to break in. So he just goes boom and breaks the doors open.
Wake up!
Nobody else is in the lounge. No workers, but you do smell apple pies in the kitchen.
What's going on?
is it another attack? As I put on my armor.
Everyone gets the benefit of a long rest. If you haven't already, make sure you've all long rested. Zermetes, you have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Target number is 12.
I got a 6.
Okay.
Darn.
So you are temporarily insane.
Yay!
Isn't he already?
I think so. Let me give you a temporary insanity. What is it called? Insanity?
Mm.
I think it is.
I think it's over to madness.
Oh, maybe it's madness.
Like, he keeps telling, I am the greatest hunter in all of Greece, meanwhile being proven wrong every time.
Give me a percentile roll.
A percentile roll. How about a 64? That's a good number.
Yep, 64. Now, to whisper to you, it's...
/W space Zermetes.
But that means I have to be able to spell it.
If you put a Z, I think you can auto-finish.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there we go. And then the result?
Yes.
Okay, so you can role play this how you would like.
How dare you? Argus sent me a distraction message.
Mine is the one that says the.
Yeah, yours is the one that's from DM Derek GM.
There you go.
Okay.
And I'll tell you when that wears off.
Is there a nature to this, or is it just however I want?
You role play it. You role play it how you think it would impact you, but just understand you've got a little bit of a tweak. Okay, so everybody, you get Zermetes waking you up. He seems to be very excited.
Excited or just unhinged, or is it a happy excited?
Well, you don't know. He's excited.
I'm just trying to ask him what's going on.
There you go.
The Caesarians. Yeah, they found the
What
boat.
about them?
The boat.
They talked to me in my sleep. They found the boat. They took it back.
I'm
And the
sorry,
Ilos
they
peoples.
talked to you in your sleep?
Yeah, they had 6 arms. It was great.
Why?
Okay,
The
Look, she's right there.
Caesarians.
Look, turn your head. She's right there.
I'm gonna turn my head to see if I see what Zermaze is seeing.
Okay, give me a
Wow.
perception check.
Look, like
All of
8
them?
feet tall, 6 arms, 4 swords.
11.
11's not good enough to beat her stealth. Okay, who else is looking?
I'm gonna look because I hear voices too. You might not be insane.
12's not good.
As they stand
And 10
there,
is not good. You guys don't see her because
As
she
they
is
stand there,
effectively hiding behind a 4-foot pole.
As they stand there completely uselessly, I take my brand new fancy spear and charge out to stab her.
Okay, he's attacking something that's invisible.
Zermetes, there's literally nothing there.
Well, it's invisible. And you see he's like, you're hitting her and you're causing damage.
Then what do you call
Give
this?
me an attack roll.
I
Oh, you did. Perfect. Yeah, you do 11 damage. She's not immune to...
I shake the blood off my spear.
Okay.
What do you call this?
Okay, there's no blood on the
What?
spear.
Well,
This-
are
this-
you good, buddy? You want
He
to
is
talk about
he is striking the air and
And
and dodging and he pulls the spear out of whatever the invisible creature is, and he says that he's shaking blood off of it, and the blood is also invisible.
Does it look like the spear's like catching anything? When he stabs
Yeah. It looks like it actually hits something solid, and he thrusts and pushes it into the body.
I use my cloak of stars.
Yep. He throws his cloak of stars up, and you guys are all watching him fight this one-on-one.
All right, I'm gonna humor you, buddy, and then I aim where he stabbed, and I say ocean.
What
with
does
the
that do?
decanter. It's the
You're gonna spray a bunch of water inside the lounge?
hey, it's better than fire.
Okay, so yeah, so you spray the water, and you got to make an attack roll. It's ranged.
Oh, and I'm for sure spending some key points during this, so I just ticked it down by 2.
Oh, okay. Well,
If I see this thing in the inn, it needs to go quick.
Also,
Right.
did you add the additional D8 for their 4-tusk spear?
Yes, that one should have it. It does. 2d8.
Actually, I think it's more of a.
Because it's two-hand. This spear attack was two-handed, so it's 1d8 and then the 1d8 extra, so 2d8. Just
Yeah,
little
it's a
rolls.
strength saving throw. Yeah, it's a geyser 30 feet long and 1 foot wide.
oh, strength saving throw? Okay.
DC 13.
Okay, so what happens if she passes?
Nothing.
It is a pass or fail. It's not a half
it's
damage.
No, it's not the half damage.
Okay,
Say,
so
the target must succeed on a DC 13 strength saving throw or take 1d4 bludgeoning damage and fall prone.
okay, so this water sprays out where you think this creature is, and obviously it doesn't hit her because she passed. So
There's nothing there.
it strikes the wall past her, you know.
I'm absolutely going into a frenzy, full flurries of blows every few seconds, yelling things about how you're all so useless and just standing there gaping at me.
What do the
Marcus,
rest of you want to do?
You know what? I'm just gonna stab at whatever he's stabbing at and see if my spear actually catches anything.
Okay, give me, like, in the general area that he's attacking, give me an attack with disadvantage.
There's for sure furniture getting caught up in this, right?
No, not necessarily.
17.
Okay, yeah, her armor class way higher than that. But even armor class doesn't mean you didn't hit. Armor class means you didn't do any damage. So if someone's got full plate armor, you're probably hitting them quite a bit. You're just not doing any damage. That's why the armor class is so high. People in leather, on the other hand, their armor class is the fact that they are avoiding being hit, right? So it has like a different kind of thing, but every time you strike with a 17, and that's multiple strikes, you're hitting nothing but air, right?
All right.
Okay, so Argus.
I assume it's probably still dark.
Well, no, there's a fire keeping the place warm, and because it's still raining outside, and there's probably not any torches burning, but there is a fire, a hearth in the middle of the room.
Okay. Either way,
do you have
yeah,
something with smell?
She is.
Oh, so-
Oh no.
I light the candle essentially, so I just snap my fingers and have a
Okay.
and I'm looking around. It's not.
to get a better look. To get a better
Yeah,
look, right?
yeah.
Okay, well
Yeah,
I'm gonna give you a perception check. Still disadvantage. No, it cancels. She's invisible, so it's gonna be disadvantage.
Okay.
9.
Nine.
Yeah, you don't see any unusual shadows. You see all your friends fighting. You see the spray of the water against the wall, knocking something off the wall. You don't know what it was. And then Raxus is over there fighting, and Zermedes is fighting. So after about 7 minutes of this,
Oh, that's a problem. Because after a minute of this thing not dying, I for sure am going for my Arcadian fire.
Okay, once he gets to the Arcadian fire, I'm gonna stop him from setting the whole place on fire. Okay, Zermedes, I don't know what it is, but you are not setting the entire lounge on fire.
No, just the snake.
Yes, and the fire will spread.
I'm
To the
so
whole-
glad the wood is wet.
okay, so we'll give Raxus a Dex saving throw to stop you from dropping it. But the target number on that saving throw is going to be your attack roll. So give me an Arcadian Fire attack roll.
Do I have proficiency?
No.
Okay.
Argus,
Then I'm
don't you
just
have?
gonna roll a dex roll.
Yeah, it'd be a dex roll.
Argus, don't you have something like with?
Okay, so you need a reflex or a acrobatics would be no, it's a saving throw. So it's a dex saving throw. Target number is 20. Okay, so he pulls this thing out, and you see what he's about to do, and you're like, "Oh crap! What the hell?" So you make a dive for him to stop, but he's too nimble and agile, and he throws it anyway, and you
just slam dunk it,
and then you grab his arm after he throws it, and it breaks. A fire starts, and then water sprays in from the ceiling, putting the fire out.
but it's Arcadian fire.
Yeah, it puts the fire out.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a water
want to
sprinkler
say-
system in the lounge. It basically the wood that the center beam of this lounge is so soaked full of water, it just and the fire can't get caught. Can't start. It burns, but it can't do anything. It just doesn't spread, and then after a couple of rounds, it just dies out.
All right. I want to try and restrain Zermetes.
Okay, that's a grappling test. So that's
All right.
athletics versus your dodging of dex and your acrobatics or athletics. Okay, so you're grabbing his arm, but he wiggles free, and we don't need to worry about it. After about 7 minutes of this going on, Zermetes, she disappears. She just poof. She doesn't like wave her arms or a smoke ball or anything like that. She just vanishes.
Zermetes, what is your problem today?
I ignore Raxus because he's clearly working with her, and I run to the front door to see where she went.
Oh, I'm gonna grab you because no, you're gonna sit your ass down and explain.
Okay,
Yeah,
so when you open the door, it's raining outside.
Yeah, I try and grab him so he can sit his ass down and explain what the hell's going on.
4. 13.
So that's a no. He's gonna keep wrestling you until you submit.
He got me. Okay.
Oh no, I'm gonna tie your ass up. I'm gonna use my rope to hog tie him.
Did you not see?
No, we haven't seen
There was
anything.
nothing there.
It was one of those the big Caesarians, 6 arms.
On Hephaestus' anvil, what is going on? First you say a Caesarian's trying to attack, and then you try and light the lounge on fire.
Okay, Raxus, you need to win another athletics, acrobatics to get him tied up.
12.
That's not a win,
I will
but
use
that's
my
not a
DnD
loss.
reroll.
So I'm gonna say you're gonna use your player thing.
Yep.
Okay, you can re-roll.
Get a 1. I dare
Okay,
you.
okay, you're tied up.
It's the same one that was speaking to me in my dream. She was here in the inn. That's how she was doing it.
Zermetes,
There was
there is
nobody
nothing
there.
here.
They
If
followed.
there was, it was like something while you were fighting it. Look around you.
There's
What?
scorch marks.
During
There's
your
water
scuffle.
everywhere. There's stab marks in the wall.
Yes, from you stabbing it.
From you.
Zermetes,
And-
I would like to give you player DM inspiration.
Yay!
I don't know if you already have it. That sucks.
I didn't, but
Okay.
it cost me an Arcadian fire. I love it.
But better yet, Zermetes, if you were being attacked by a Caesarian, don't you think there would have been any wounds on you?
No, I
Okay.
frequently make it out of fights without getting hit.
With him being tied up in the doorway, the door open, rain outside, the sprinkler system is not spewing water everywhere anymore, but there is a lot of water now in the inn. The tables are covered in water. The floor is covered in water. The kitchen door opens, and Galan looks back at you guys and says, "Do you guys have it under control?"
We do now.
Okay, good.
However-
Bye. Click. He closes the door.
All right.
Yeah, well,
Argus.
The Syrians followed us to get their ship back and their slaves and to get revenge and everything else. They followed the ship back to the slaves' island, recaptured it along with the people we had from Ilos.
How would they have known where they were?
I don't know. Ask them.
they not here, Zermedes.
How-
Exactly.
How were they doing anything they were doing? How are they snakes?
Why are you a lion? Why does he have action figures from?
Why can Argus shoot down beams of moonlight from the sky? We don't know this.
Exactly. That's working in my favor.
Bottom line, Zerbetes, we don't know anything of what's going on. And
And
they're
I'm
yet,
telling you.
I love why are they snake? Why are you a lion?
and Barry, here's a real question. Don't you think that if a Caesarean snuck in here, that any of the villagers, or Barry, yet, Chiron or his daughter, would have raised an alarm about it? Don't you
Didn't
think?
raise an alarm about the slime.
Yes, because they snuck in.
They didn't raise an alarm about the werewolf until he left. Let's face it, these people are incompetent.
Let's just take him to the temple for the healer. Maybe he'll
Yes.
set his mind straight.
Look, I believed your guys' weird dreams before. Why are you acting like I'm crazy?
Because there is nothing here that has shown, hey, there was an invisible enemy messing up things. Otherwise, we would have seen things getting thrown around while you were fighting it.
Yeah, because our dreams stayed in our dreams.
Or as a matter of fact, if this thing was fighting you, where did it hit you, if at all?
It didn't. Things frequently don't. It's just when they do, it hurts.
And if it didn't, the Caesareans hit you last time, and from what you're telling of the thing you saw, it was much bigger.
No, the last time we fought a Caesarean, only Raxus got hurt.
Yeah, it had disadvantage because he had the cloak of stars.
Yeah, I assume my original birth form, and I'm very difficult to hit.
Yeah, we drag him. Him to the temple to get checked up.
Yeah, you can tell it's probably around 3 a.m.
Well,
The being, the messenger, didn't give me the impression it sleeps.
Look, the Caesareans recaptured the ship and the villagers that we saved, and they said they're coming for us. And then I woke up and I tried to tell you guys, and there was the same Caesarean in the inn. I don't know what you were expecting.
Did you break in to the vineyard and stole their yeast?
Not yet. But that's beside the point.
you know what? I'm going to go get the healer or someone to help us deal with this.
When has my judgment ever been wrong for more than about 5 seconds?
I'm gonna go get the healer because I trust my
Please do.
Raxus to keep them tied down.
Okay, who is the healer?
The angel being in the
Oh no.
in the temple.
Okay, so you're going to the temple. Raxus, where are you going?
I'm staying here to make sure Zermedes doesn't try to escape or do anything.
You're saying I'm wrong and you don't even
Okay.
remember who the healer is. I yell after him.
Okay, so Gallus, you run over to the temple. Argus, what are you doing?
Zermedes, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with you.
There's
I mean,
not.
we should-
I'm telling the truth.
Exactly. We should untie Zermedes.
No, I'm not untying him because he just tried to set the entire lounge on fire.
No, just a 5-foot square where the Caesarean was standing.
That could have caught on everything.
And it didn't.
Fire
We
was
have-
probably lapse of judgment, but everything's fine now. They're gone now,
We
right?
have a magical pot of infinite water. The building wasn't gonna burn down. Just the snake that you let get away by grabbing me repeatedly. Look,
Yes,
I will
because
I
there
will
was no
prove my
snake.
sanity. I will prove my sanity and my continued integrity and tell you that if you really want to check me out, you do not need to go to the temple to question the messenger man whose name I pay on. You need to go to the Americia Lodge and get a clipping. She is the healer.
Okay, so you make it to the temple. You go inside. The angel creature is there, and he's in deep prayer. He's praying to Zeus.
Is it a continued prayer, or is it one that would
It's
have
silent.
an end?
It's silent.
Silent. Or is meditating?
Well, he's praying. It looks like he's praying, or he's whatever he is in front of the Zeus statue.
I'm gonna walk up to him
Okay.
calmly
Okay.
because I don't want to like a
Sure.
lion just did to me.
Okay. So you walk up to him.
Yeah. But not sneaking. I'm like making my presence known and waiting for him to like
How long do you wait?
acknowledge.
How long do you wait? How long do you let him finish or acknowledge your presence?
Maybe about to wrap up a prayer. I'd say a minute before saying a.
Okay. So after about a minute, you say,
We got a situation with Zermetes.
he stands up, gets to his feet, and then turns around and then begins to hover.
Show off.
Yeah, so he's hovering. His wings aren't flapping, he's just hovering. And he looks at you. You have a
We think-
problem with your friend?
Yeah, his mind appears to be a little corrupted. He saw things that weren't there a couple of minutes ago and almost cost the lounge. Doesn't appear to be physical, so I think
Zeus wants me to ask you this question.
he could have just said the gods. What's the question?
Are you saying that he is mentally afflicted?
Yes.
What is needed to cure a mental ailment?
Therapy.
What is that?
Discuss your feelings to see where those nasty little emotions come
there's-
from and deal with them.
There's no such thing.
There's no such thing.
That
Alright.
doesn't work. You either face your fears or your fears face you. So how do you remove an ailment?
Well, we don't have a potion for that.
Okay, a potion is a good answer, but you were brought here because you have all the necessary skills and abilities needed as stewards. You should not, as the troubleshooters, you shouldn't rely on the villagers. But if you don't have the abilities, you should go see Eclipse. She can remove mental ailments. with, I think she calls it lesser restoration.
Gallus, my brother, and Zeus, we've done this for people before.
The thing that rang in my head is this thing when it walked up to this temple said, "I offer healing services also."
I can heal you. Are you wounded?
No, there may
Then I can't heal you.
Maybe. I'm gonna go.
If you are cut and bleeding, or you have a little boo-boo on your pinky, I can help you. But if you have some problem that's metaphysical, you should seek out someone that has metaphysical skills.
He's like, you should look out for someone with metaphysical skill, as he says, hovering over the ground.
Right.
I walk out.
Yeah, this is a physical skill, not a metaphysical skill.
That is not physics.
Okay, so where do you go?
To a clip, eh?
Okay, so you go through the rain to where she's at. What do the rest of you guys do? You just wait for Gallus to come back?
And
I mean,
for your information, I knew it was Aklipe, but Aklipe, being mortal, she's sleeping right now.
She's an elf.
She's still
eternal,
mortal.
But not immortal.
She's still mortal. You might have
Praxis.
a lifespan that's longer than yours, but
There's
Maybe,
clearly nothing wrong. Zermenes is unhurt, uninjured. We should untie him. There's no way to treat our
What if
companion.
tomorrow he thinks we're the Caesareans?
Argus, don't you have the ability to cure madness? Can't you just do that to prove to Raxus that I'm okay?
You cannot prove a negative.
I could attempt to dispel magic on you, but I don't think madness is magical. Do you think you're mentally unwell?
I think I'm perfectly fine. Raxus doesn't.
Look, I can wave my arms and cast magic. I cast lesser restoration to prove that nothing is nothing is wrong.
okay. So one condition afflicting him, like
I think it's only physical. Yeah, it's blindness.
No,
deafness,
it-
paralyzed or poisoned.
no. It lesser restoration covers more than just that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just the other things usually have their own specific rules, so they're not included in the spell description. But in their rules, they specify lesser restoration.
I see.
Yeah, like madness specifically says.
At least for short-term ones, specifically says lesser restoration. Bigger ones take like greater restoration or wish.
I'm just still hung up on the fact that just like, how are they snakes?
How can they do that? I don't know. How are they snakes? Well, how are you a lion? Yeah, nothing makes sense. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, calm emotions, lesser restoration can rid the character of short or long-term madness. Remove curse or dispel evil might prove effective. Greater restoration will get rid of indefinite madness, even though that's not listed in the spell.
Mm.
But yeah, so you cast lesser restoration, trying to pull strings of his brain and make an Arcana roll.
We. Core. Arcana.
Okay, so Raxus, you see him cast this spell that you've seen him cast before. You recognize the words. You've heard him mutter these words and move his hands and in this way. So you know he is casting a spell, and he's not being quiet about it, right? Because when you cast a spell, you got to raise your voice. And so you see him actually do this. And Argus, you pluck at the strings of his brain, and they all seem to be in the right place.
Oh, just as I said, everything completely normal. What a waste of magic.
Okay, so Gallus, you make it to the
Can we
lodge.
I am now, Zermedes?
You make it to the lodge.
Yeah, I was saying.
There are a lot of people at the lodge, and they're active. They're awake. They're eating their breakfast. They're making sure their equipment is ready for the day. They're getting ready to go out on a hunt, maybe, or so you got like a half a dozen people as well as Eclippe there, eating their
morning people.
yeah, they're eating their oatmeal, in the morning. When you come in, they look up like
At 3 or 4.
Yeah, it's about 3:30 by now, and they look up at you like, oh, well, hello, good morning.
I look very tired. Morning.
And wet.
Mm.
We have a fire here over here if you want to dry up or rest.
Well, Arya says,
Did you want some oatmeal?
Oh, everything's all good. I'll let him go.
You want some oatmeal?
No, it's alright. I already have a breakfast at the lounge. That's not why I'm here.
Oh, okay. What can we do for you?
That's one of the hunters that's talking to me.
Eclippe's talking to you. The hunters are all eating and getting their gear ready, but they're paying attention to what's going on, but they're not really... That's not what they're doing. What they're doing is getting ready.
I'm gonna ask her,
Eclippe looks very annoyed at you. Like you're interrupting something. But that's how she always looks. She has resting, annoyed face.
How much do you know about, magical madness? Or mystical...
Well, quite a bit. I took care of the boar for you yesterday.
Yeah,
Was that day before yesterday? That was probably day before yesterday.
Yeah, 2 days ago. Maybe Zermedes caught something of the boar.
In the rain, you can definitely maybe get the madness.
Yeah, but he actively saw things that wasn't there.
Yeah, I mean, you can hallucinate when you're under the madness. Are you, but has he been getting wet and not staying warm? Does he have the shivers, or?
He didn't have the shivers. He was quite...
Okay. It's a little early for him to, suffer the madness. It only started raining yesterday.
Yeah, and he said he saw a Caesarean in the lounge.
Wow, that's a serious accusation. What's
Yeah,
a Caesarean?
There... I explained to her what I saw on the fake island. It's basically a woman with a snake body.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like Gorgon.
Like a Gorgon?
Yeah.
Okay. Aren't Caesareans like from? Aren't the Gorgons from Persia?
Yes.
Okay.
Like I said, he saw them. I didn't say we saw them.
Oh, well, he must. Well, he is a cat. He's got those keen eyes.
Yeah, but we actively try searching.
Not
for
like
it,
an
and
elf,
we
though.
didn't. He saw stuff that wasn't there and almost put fire to the lounge.
Oh, don't
Because
worry.
of it.
The lounge can't catch fire.
Yeah, we noticed that. That's quite neat.
Do you
And
want me to? Do you want me to come take a look at him? Is that why you're here? Do you
Yeah,
want me to
yeah.
evaluate him and do like a medical evaluation?
Yeah, I would love that because
Okay.
now he's saying cesareans where it's not. I'm afraid that he's gonna see people as cesareans and start hurting people.
Oh, okay. Lead the way. She grabs her cloak and throws it over her shoulder and follows you.
I'm gonna lead her back to the lounge.
Okay, so she comes back. Eclipse comes back with him. You have untied him.
Well,
I was beginning to
Raxus
untie,
left us,
yes.
yeah. Okay.
Okay, yeah, you've got him untied. By the time he goes there and comes back, Zermedes, you're untied, and then she comes in and says, she looks over at you, Zermedes, and says, "How do you feel? Share your emotions with me." No, she doesn't care anything about that. She's like, "What do you?
She
What
doesn't
did?"
care about feelings.
No, she doesn't care about feelings. She goes, "What did you see?"
I saw a 6-armed Caesarian towering over even me. Remember, I'm very tall. She told me that they retook what was theirs, and I asked where she was so I could kill her, and also how she was talking to me in the first place. And then she showed me the Caesarians retaking our ship that we took from them, as well as recapturing all their slaves and the villagers who came to help us on our journey. And then I woke up. Well, I also saw like a dead tree back in my homeland. Like there was a lot of stuff going on. I'm more concerned about the Caesarian because as I went to deliver news of all of this, including the parts I have now forgotten, there was the same Caesarian in the lounge, and I went to deal with it post haste. And my friends first stood by, gaping like morons, and then actively started hindering my efforts, and then tied me to this chair.
Okay, let me ask you this. And she looks like, why did you bother? She looks like, why did you bother coming and getting me to deal with this? She looks annoyed, right? And she says,
She always looks annoyed.
she always looks annoyed. Would you consider your dream to be a nightmare? You don't have to answer that. I say that because from time to time, what I've noticed is people might have a nightmare, and when they are in their nightmare, they might snap to or snap awake, and they, for a moment or two, they don't know where they're at, what they're doing. They think they're still in the nightmare, or sometimes it bleeds over into their real life until their mind can latch on to what's real and what's not real. Do you think that might have happened to you?
We might not have mentioned this point, but he fought air for a good 7 minutes.
Well, no. After a couple of minutes, okay, yeah, you started the fire. You tried to stop him, but he continued to fight, and you continued to stop him until you grappled him. You grappled him after a couple of minutes, and then he was struggling to get away, and then you tied him up, and then he wanted to go after the creature, and then after about it disappeared. So I don't know. I'm losing track of time, but
He was very lucid.
right. Yeah, but I've had villagers claim that like they see their wives getting murdered by a boar or something, and then they wake up and they think they still see the boar, and they attack immediately. Has this ever happened to you before?
No. And I would
Okay.
also like to make a point. I pick up the rope, and using one of my claws, I just slice like 2 inches off of it. Don't use rope if you think I've gone insane. Use something hard.
All right, we'll go to the Cap and Hammer and get chains.
Thank you. But no, this has never happened before. But on our journeys, we have already received at least one dream from the goddess Thessa. And the way it was described to us, I was not the one who had the dream. This sounded similarly prophetic. And if it was, then it was something that needed to be acted on quickly. It is concerning, however, that whether they could see what I was fighting or not, my friend's immediate reaction was to not believe me.
Well, it could go either way because, as you know, and she kind of gestures towards the mountain and says, Zeus comes to you in your dreams and physically impregnates you.
I immediately grabbed my stomach.
While
Are you feeling brain?
while you're in the dream state.
I think you're missing a vital component for that to happen, Zed.
You don't know me.
And so dreams and reality sometimes cross over, and if the gods have anything to do with it, I mean, it's out of my jurisdiction. I mean, I don't know. I know animals and health and well-being and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not a dreamologist or whatever they call those guys. You might need to go talk to a. Maybe you need to go talk to an oracle, or a,
If she said
or-
peon,
or a hag.
they're pretty far, the hags.
Well, they're all over. There's different covens.
This is mine.
I mean, you do have an eyeball.
Oh yeah, I was just looking at that in my inventory.
But yeah, they're all over the place. They are. They're not an anomaly. They're a reoccurring anomaly, if that makes sense. Can you have an anomaly that reoccurs? But yeah, they have a. They're reoccurring.
Oh, they disappeared, but recently they started to come back.
Well, no, they've always been around. It's almost like it's just another version of an oracle. They're witches. They get together in a coven and share their abilities with each other, and yeah.
Do you have a coven, Argus?
About that. We meet once a year.
I am no oracle, but I think you might miss it this year.
Maybe.
Yes, because our boat was stolen by Caesarians.
Do you want me to perform like a mind clearing ritual on you?
Our Argus already did.
Oh, okay. Is there anything else
look
I
at
can help you with?
Argus, but I look very
only thing
good
I-
at Argus.
Because
Yeah,
there's no
yeah.
physical damage on him, right? So we're not gonna. You won't need any like physical healing. You need his brain healed, and your druid here seems to have that under control. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back
He
and get ready
appears.
for the archery contest.
Yes, we apologize for bothering you. Thank you for the assistance.
Yeah, no problem. Don't worry about it. I mean, I'm here to help you guys. You guys are helping us, so we should help you. And so she leaves.
I love the one that is almost constantly annoyed with us, like, I'm not happy to help, and the other like, I am here to help. I can do nothing.
All right, look. After the games tomorrow, if you're still concerned about it, we will go and see if our boat is still there.
Well, it's not there. It's not back yet.
All right. When
You're muted, Mason.
It will never be back.
Can you
Yeah,
send a
when-
message to someone, Argus?
I think if you want a magical message sent, you might be able to ask Payon, or you might be able
No,
to hire someone.
I was more thinking like, what's your
I have
reach
no-
with those messages?
I have no special way.
Ah.
I think though maybe we should start practicing some trust exercises, guys.
Yes, I would also like to point out that you apologized to Eclippe for bringing her one building over when she was already awake, but you did not apologize for tying me to a chair.
I didn't tie you to a chair.
Not you. Gallus.
Gallus didn't tie you up.
Araxis. Gallus encouraged it.
I didn't encourage it. I didn't stop it.
Considering you fought something that none of us could see, almost set fire to a lounge, and could have caused probable harm to others, I did what was necessary in the moment. I'm not going to apologize for doing what I thought was needed to ensure other people's safety.
Like probably just the part about the dream that the dream we all had some like that's not what we dispute here. What we dispute is you fighting here for like a good 5 minutes.
And leaving no trace of blood or anything left behind to track.
Look at me, and I gesture at what I clearly think are bloodstains, and wait. They're gone.
Yes, because there was nothing.
But there was.
No, that's what we're trying to tell you the whole time. If you were fighting it, there would have been blood, or at least something left to have been able to track it. Better yet, before it had tried to run away, don't you think it would have left a blood trail or something behind for you to track at least?
The floor was full of ash and water. Don't you think we would have seen prints?
Well, no, it doesn't have feet.
Or at least a trail left behind by its serpentine body. We would have seen something when it tried to flee, and yet, look around, somebody's. There is nothing.
I will think of it.
Now, you gonna participate in some games today? Try to prove yourself better than everyone else. Will that make you feel better?
I don't need to prove it. I already am, but I will do so for your sakes.
Alright. I just pat him on the shoulder. This is a safe place. He says, packing up the rope that we just tied our friend in. This is a safe place. Raxus, can you mend the burned floor?
No.
Oh. Darn.
Okay,
Well then, I'm gonna go
I
do it.
have a thing to do. Yes, I have almost enough, and I'm going to say that it's enough. On an unrelated note, though not entirely unrelated, on a related note,
Yep.
Argus, you were concerned with a debt that you owed us for the necklace, correct?
Yes, I'm keeping track.
Okay. You have done much for me, and if you are going to insist on repaying your debt, then I must repay mine now as well. You owe me nothing. And I go to my little bronze-plated chest in my room, and I pull out my sack of coins, and I hand it over to Gallus and Raxus. And I will pay your share of, or their share of the debt as well.
All right.
Okay.
What
Do you know how much that is?
what happened in your dream?
Well, I figure if there's four of us.
Oh, now you're going to ask him.
I mean, like, what the?
I was meaning to do this anyways, just there was a bad dream, and then my friends apparently hate me, all except for Argus. But since Argus was there for me, I will continue doing the honorable thing for him, as I plan to. 3 times he has picked me back up, and now I have repaid 3 of his debts.
Thank you.
So, Raxus and Gallus, you split those coins up however you want there, buds. That's my life savings.
Thank you, Over.
I think
I want-
Hey, I only owe 593 gold.
I cannot speak for Raxus, but I'm just gonna put my share in our commune chest.
Remains. The only thing that I want from you is to be better than whatever madness or nightmares that you had. We can earn money later. The only thing I want from you is to be better than all what has gone on. You do that, and we will call this even.
Well, the coins aren't coming from me, they're coming from Argus. On, well, Argus's behalf. But I will continue to prove myself better. That is why I am the best hunter in the world.
Please, Vessa, helps the elf kick his ass today.
You are not helping.
Well, even as shooked as he is, like, that's a good thing that his pride is untouched.
Well, yes, I was right. You not believing me does not make me wrong. It just makes you wrong. But you do have a point that there is no trace left of my gallant fight, and there should be. It was no mistaking it. There was a foe. I did hit it.
But did you?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, you guys kind of gather your thoughts, you make your comments. People are kind of coming into the lounge, waiting for the day to begin, with it still raining. After about an hour after dawn, people are huddling around the door, looking out at the rain coming down, the thunder, the lightning. Chiron comes galloping up to the door, and he says at the door, due to weather, today's activities have been canceled. We'll resume as soon as this storm passes. Spread the word. And then he gallops off to go tell another group of people. And you hear a big scream from the kitchen. What? Ah!
This is why I wanted
I
to wait.
worked
for you
all
covers
night for these pies. Damn Chiron. Damn whoever controls the weather. Zeus, I love you. Okay.
Zeus, I love you. I didn't see any lightning or thunder. I know it's not on you, buddy. Please don't smite my kitchen.
Galan, I yell.
Yeah, Galan yells through the door back at you.
I go up to the door and like the side of my face against it.
Yeah.
I
He
believe
opens
we-
it. He cracks it open.
Oh. I believe we could still have a pie eating contest indoors, could we not? There are many tables in here.
No.
No?
It has to be part of the celebration. If you want a pie, I can make you a pie.
It would be the opening event.
Yeah, so
Also, I would like a pie, yes.
okay. Give me a perception check.
Okay.
No advantage, no disadvantage, just a regular old perception check.
A 12.
Okay. You can see over his head into the kitchen. There are pies stacked upon pies. There are walls of pies. Pies upon a sea of pies. And I would say probably, if you had to guess, 200 pies? That's just an estimate.
I thought your goal was 100.
Minimum.
Oh.
Yeah, more pies mean more competitors.
Well,
yeah, it was already at 100 when we went to sleep.
good luck with that.
Well, I'm not making any more, damn it. But I'll make you one.
Could I just have one of these?
You don't want one of those.
Please.
Those are
Don't make
special.
another pie.
Though, would you like a cake?
Well, I mean, don't make another pie when you have 1, 2, 3,
No, those are all made special for the event.
10, 11, 12, 13.
Now I'm almost sure they used a rotten apple. The way he said.
You don't know.
"I
You don't know
want
any.
those."
You don't know anything about rotten apples.
Yeah, that wasn't shared with us.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was just chilling as a frog.
Stop jumping out of character.
Ah,
That's all right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well,
So there are a
why
lot of
can I-
pies,
why can I
and
not have one of these?
and they smell delicious. Those were made specifically for the competition. They have numbers on them.
Which won't happen now, so just give me number 200.
No, it'll happen when the rain stops.
Can I have my pie for the competition now?
I can give you pie 201.
I'll take it.
Okay. Give me an hour.
Oh.
An hour?
Yeah.
Wow. I think he's gonna make 201 to 205. Just
Listen.
do 250.
Well,
I
no,
cannot-
he's actually making them one at a time.
Listen, I cannot explain why, but we need to leave within the next hour.
Is it related to
Okay,
the
so
other
do you
stuff?
want a pocket pie? Maybe I
not
maybe I
yet.
take a pocket and maybe I put the crust all the way around it. Like instead of lacing it on the top, maybe I just put a solid crust, and then you could have like a hot pocket.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I did not mean for you to hear that, Galan. I thought you were making the pie. I was going to sneak away while you were making it to frustrate you. Since Chiron has already done that.
So you
I
don't.
thought it would be funny.
He slams the door.
After Benny's, do you think you're still getting the pie, or?
Yes.
You hear him say something like, Giselle, run the shop. I'm going to sleep.
He needs it.
The little guy all puckered out.
It's been a day for the little guy.
Has it? He seems much older than that.
Okay, the rain does throughout
little,
the
not
throughout the
young.
morning. Throughout the morning, the rain does seem like it's thinning out. Like it's not coming down in like buckets. It's now like a sprinkler. So it is starting to thin. You're not hearing a lot of thunder and lightning. You're basically on the tail end of this thunderstorm. When guess what? Your average, everyday, humble steward comes galloping into the inn. Chiron.
Our
Who-
store
who-
manager.
Yeah. Your, yeah.
Because he's not the boss, the gods are the boss. He's the manager.
He's a foreman, yeah, yeah, or well, for you guys, he's really just your contact.
He's our fixer.
He's your fixer, yeah.
Which I find very irritating that the gods don't speak to us.
Don't they? Did you tell him what happened to you in your dream?
Also, we
Yes.
haven't punched up
Well,
enough
the Sumerian part. I
Well, you
had
got a couple of
genuinely
hours,
forgotten.
so I think I'm going to let you take a few minutes to share, because over the next couple of hours of waiting and fiddling, you probably would have shared, I think.
I have genuinely forgotten everything after the Sicilian.
There was
Wiped it out of my mind. I remember a tree and a big field full of wild wheat. The tree was dead, no leaves on the branches. It was all brown.
And
That's all I remember.
what was on the tree?
I don't remember. An animal, maybe? Oh, an owl, and it said, it whispered to me, and an owl. It whispered to me, and I did not catch it whatsoever, because that's when I woke up.
Yeah, it wasn't an owl, but that's okay.
I was close.
It was a bird. So you got that part right. It was a raven,
It was a raven. Okay.
and it whispered that it was sorry.
Oh no.
Did the raven tell you what it was sorry for?
No, that's when you woke up.
Yeah, it woke me up and made me see a cesarean, apparently. So, the next time I see a raven that can talk, I will have words for it.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea considering that it makes no sense why a raven would say I'm sorry and then drop an invisible or illusory cesarean on you.
The part about the raven is actually the most believable part because that's how gods communicate riddles.
It was not a riddle. The raven did not quote nevermore, it quote I'm sorry.
Do you know what it means?
Yes.
It means
is for
he's
when you wrong
remorseful.
somebody.
Okay, so Chiron comes into the inn and shakes his hump and then, or rump, I should say, and looks over, finds the group, walks over, tracking in a little bit of dirt, no big deal. Mud primarily because it's the courtyard out front is muddy.
Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah, it's got gravel in it, but it's still muddy.
Dirt.
Yeah, it's still
Yeah.
dirt muddy. Okay, but he brings a lot of that in with him when he comes in, but not a whole lot. Remember, horse feet, and
Hooves.
yeah, he comes in and he says, "I just got a direct message from Artemis.
Yes.
She tells me that."
What animal is it this time?
She told me that she wants you to investigate her temple in the woods
Excellent.
because she's noticed a decline in worshippers over the last. Wait a second.
If she says 2 days because of the rain, I'm gonna.
Over the past months. No, months.
All right.
Yeah, it's a gradual decline, a steep decline in prayers to her over the past months, and she's concerned about the state of worship at her temple. So she would like you to go investigate.
We've got prayer quotas and we gotta meet them.
Investigate or
that is
investigate
correct.
and then solve at my discretion.
Okay. Little known fact that share with you. Gods are they don't eat like you and I, right? They don't exist because the world makes it mandatory that they exist. They only exist as long as people believe in them. And the more worshipers they have, the more power they have. Or so it has been believed. And so when a god says that her worship is going down, she's recognizing that her power level is coming down. She's weakening. Even if it's only like one person, that one person could be the difference between this or that. I don't know how gods work, but if she has felt it necessary to ask you to help her, then something must be going on.
Yes, I was simply asking because the last time we were asked to investigate something, we then solved it before coming back, and we're told, oh, well, I didn't ask you to do that. I mean, I would have, but I didn't. And so I just want to make sure I'm not stepping on any toes this time. I would like to just handle it while I'm out there.
Well, that's why you were brought in.
Oh, good.
The gods brought you in because you were guys that get things done.
Raxus, bring your
you
biggest
don't
hammer.
you don't rely on people in the village to solve your problems. That's why you were brought in.
I can hear you, Argus.
Raxus, fetch your hammer. We're going smashing.
Okay, so you pull your map out, and he gives you a direction. I'm going to pull you over to the environs map so you can see. Let me kind of do a map thing. A copy and a paste.
Let's just hope that preventing cataclysmic force will cancel out the upholding an institution not devoted to Thessa.
You see that right there?
Yes.
Okay. So it's best just to go down the road and then up the road. Because at that point, when you go up the road, you're actually kind of going up the mountain a ways. Because that is actually considered part of Mount Olympus. It's not at the top, obviously. It's still below tree level, but you're going up the mountain.
Then yeah, the path is definitely better.
Yeah.
Okay.
And even by the path, it's not, the furthest thing.
Yeah, it's probably 3 hours.
Yeah.
2 hours, if you lighten your load.
Whereas cross country, even just at difficult terrain, is about the same. So path it is.
It is very close to the mountain.
Yeah, going cross country might be a little bit more difficult because of the hill and the woods and everything else.
And even just at difficult terrain, they're the same. So definitely path.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to take your wagon?
I'm going to take my chariot.
No, you're not.
I don't know what we'll find.
You're not taking a chariot.
Okay.
Well, whatever
Artemis
we
could
could loot, we would loot it. We would loot it from the.
Oh, we will not be looting.
Yeah, that. Then why do you need your chariot?
Prisoners.
Since
You're gonna
when
give
do
them
you
a
make
ride?
prisoners?
Well, I don't want to drag them on the ground. It's harder. The wheels make it easier to drag them.
Yeah. So a chariot of 1 is gonna carry 1.
Only one person.
Yeah, it's a
from the
1-person chariot. It's like whatever. It's a small little thing. What you need is a horse,
Argus.
and then mount it on the chariot, and then ride it into battle. Yeah, no.
We did save
Leave my
4.
But you do have a wagon. You have a chariot. You're not taking either one of those, right? Okay.
Correct.
So, are you going to lighten your load? Are you going to dump any of your inventory because you guys are carrying so much? Is anybody over encumbered?
No, I am below my 70, but I will leave.
I'm looking at
Right.
Argus
Oh, haha.
with
I
a
will leave
with a
my-
strength.
I will leave my regular spear behind
Okay.
since I have a cool new one. And I will leave my javelins behind. I don't really
Ever use
need
them?
those now that I have the bow.
I'm going to leave behind my Orichalcum War Spear since I have my Boar Tusk one.
Okay.
Very well.
Okay, and you guys can leave them in your rooms. That's not a problem. Okay, so everybody else is good to go. I assume you don all your weapons and armor and everything. Get ready, pack your bags, grab your hot pockets, and then go on out on the trip. It's actually not the hot pocket that he hands you has a distinct odor. Actually, he doesn't hand you. I guess Helga hands you this, whatever her name is. Gertrude, I think is what her name was. She hands you a hot pocket, and she says, "Galan made this for you special." And it has an odor coming out of it.
Zermedes, you can have mine.
Well, no, it only gave you one, and it was for
yeah.
Zermedes.
Oh.
Your pie.
I'm absolutely eating it.
Okay, it's full of shit.
Oh my god.
You spit it out immediately. It has an odor, but yeah, it's wet, soft. You know, it's got a few little chunks in it. But yeah, it's some kind of manure.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Don't take a second bite.
Well, he spit it out. He's not gonna swallow that.
I know this face. He's gonna try.
You see, I'm standing there.
Yeah.
My eyes are closed, and my hand is very, very, very tight on my spear.
Got white knuckles.
Argus,
Do
please
not-
lead me out of here before something happens.
And
And I'm not welcome back.
He could have purified it. If you got that purified food and water, you could have boop.
What happens if you purify it?
It becomes edible. You can re-eat it.
Then you can use a cantrip to make it taste better.
Let's go.
Right.
Artemis needs your help.
Okay. All right. So let's get on the way there. While the rain is waning, I'm gonna give a D20 roll, and we get a 10. So you guys make it there, right? Uneventful. The road is not. It's hard packed dirt, but with the rain, it is still a little muddy, slippery. You guys, but no problem. And then when it starts to go up the hill, it becomes a little bit less muddy, but more rocky. But you're able to make your way up through the woods. You're actually going through a path through the woods, and you get very close to this temple, probably less than 1,000 yards. You can't see it yet because of the way the road winds, and you're going up a hill, and there's trees and everything. Off to the right, here, let's do this. Let's change this. Boom. Save. Okay, you don't see the party token. This dark green area right here south of the temple, that's a lake. It's not as big as that dark spot would make you believe, but it is, because it's mostly wooded, but there is a lake in that area. But you're traveling through the woods on a road, and I'm grabbing your tokens because everybody has had a long rest except for Zermetes and Argus. Basically, those spell slots that you've used are still gone. Now, if you can regain some on a short rest, you could do that.
Yeah, I get my key points and my daunting roar back, so I'll just be down the Cloak of Stars at
Okay.
1 hunter's mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we short rested before we left, I can use my natural recovery.
Yeah, you did. You definitely took a 3-hour short rest. Now I have this road going north and south when actually you're facing to the east, right? So you made the corner, you're starting to go east, and you're slowly being pasted on to the map. Let's resize everybody. Everybody's like a fraction too big. There we go. Zermetes excited. He's going to the temple of Artemis. Gallus is probably scouting ahead. And that's where you guys are. When something happens. Wait, I hear birds. Okay. What you all see, I don't know, maybe 600 birds. It's a scene from the movie The Birds. And
Are they ravens?
they are not ravens. Okay, let me show you what they are. I think I've got they're little Tweety birds. Yeah, that's not being, that picture makes them look like they're only this big, when in reality they're about a foot long. Okay, these birds are, they're the size of a raven, but they're called Stymphalian, which they kind of look like, what's a Tweety bird? What is that type of bird? But that's what a canary. They look like giant canaries, but they're not yellow. And they ask you immediately to roll for initiative because they immediately swarm down to fight you. I know, that's kind of horrible, mean on their part.
They're pure white, like in the picture.
Well, kind of whitish, grayish. Yeah, they're kind of a very light color, light tan.
You still have collapse on the turn order. The barn shall fall.
I think I had everything on the turn order.
It doesn't show tokens that aren't on our current page for us.
Okay. I got rid of them.
Excellent.
I must not have cleared it out from the stables. Each of these swarms is probably about 100 birds. I'm going to go ahead and give me an initiative roll. There we go. And you can see they are super quick. And they get the attack first because that causes your initiative. Like, oh crap, what's going on? This swarm flies down on top of Argus. And let me pull up a character sheet. That might help. So they're in your area, just swarming around you like the birds. You're like, oh crap, I'm being swarmed. Right. And they hit you like a ton of bricks. You've got 100 ravens hitting you with their beaks. You might or might not die from one hit. They roll a 17. Did they hit you?
Yes.
Yes. You take 13 piercing damage.
Oui.
Okay. The next one goes on Raxus. Does a 16 hit you?
Nope, I would like to use riposte if possible.
Sure. Yeah. You can kill one of these birds. Or more than one. Yeah, probably more than one. So how much damage is that?
It is incorrect damage, I can tell you that.
It's weird.
It's he didn't give himself the extra D8 for it being the Aromanthus sphere.
I'll roll that up right now.
Being a crit, there should be 2 D8s.
Yeah, roll 2 more D8 and add it in. Okay, that's pretty good damage.
Looking at 39, assuming they take it all.
Okay, I need to put these birds slightly off center so I can click on them. Okay, how much damage did it take?
39, if it took it all.
Yeah, it doesn't. They are resistant to piercing, so they take half of that. So what is it? What is it? You said 39?
So
19. Okay, so you killed about 50 of them. Okay.
Have a shish kebab.
Yeah, you got a bunch of dead birds laying around at your feet. Another one of these swarms flies over Gallus, and it beaks at him, rolls a 6, and then this other swarm, guess where it's going?
Gallus.
Yeah, right. It goes to UZ and rolls a 17.
A 17 misses. I have
Okay. Okay, and the last one.
Since you said Tweety Bird, in my head there's just, yes, I did saw a pussycat in my head.
Well, that's good because it's attacking you, and it rolls a 23
Yeah.
for 11 piercing.
Darn. I'm gonna have that with my uncanny dodge.
Perfect. Yeah. Oh wait, there's another one. I didn't realize there was another one. Okay, then it'll attack Zermides.
That makes sense.
And it rolls a 20
That does hit.
for 14 piercing.
Youch.
I've rolled like less than half damage on every attack. 14's about average. Okay, 14's about average.
14's not bad.
So 16 is actually pretty good. Okay, so
Yeah, the 8 and the 11, those are gross.
all right, so these birds fly in and attack, and now they're swarming around you. Something odd about these guys, they cannot regain hit points or gain temporary hit points. I mean, why do they even tell me that? But okay. Zermetes. No healing the Stymphalian birds.
Would I be able to just take a step outside of the cloud that is them?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to do that to start off with.
Okay.
And then I'm going to... I do that as I pull out my spear. And it's time to go to work.
Absolutely.
Go to work.
Kaboink. 26.
Yeah. Due to the nature of it being a swarm, you don't get advantage for being flanking, but a 26 does hit, and you get minus a 6 damage.
I didn't think I would, but it was worth a try.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm for sure going to do it again. A clonk? A 15?
A 15 does hit.
For 16, call it 8.
Well, do 8. Yeah,
Yeah.
so they are less. That one is still over half.
I'm going to spend a key point for sure, because these things hurt. And I am very mad at birds today. And I'm going to start punching individual birds.
Right.
I guess.
Grabbing them, breaking their necks. You know. A 24 hits.
For 4.
4 damage.
No! Oh, 1.
Loose teeth if it was a bite.
Okay. Thank Jeepers it was not. I'm gonna step.
That's only 2 unarmed. That's
That's everything.
that's everything. Yep.
I do want to take a step here though, if I can do a diagonal.
You can't do diagonal, but you can go around that corner. That's no problem.
Well, because
Actually, these 2 swarms get attacks of opportunity when you stepped away from Gallus.
oh, right, okay, then that's already a moot point. Yeah, go ahead, take that.
And both of those are still at full strength. So 1, 2, 13 and 16 both miss.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, then I'll take my steps over here, try and get in the middle. If anyone gets away from their swarms, they might go after me.
Okay.
I am the decoy. That's my turn.
Sure you are. Argus.
Okay, now, because these are swarms, in respect to Moonbeam, does each part of the swarm count as a creature, or is the whole swarm one creature for Moonbeam?
The swarm is considered a creature. So, what do you mean? Like, would you kill
Like, it
each
wouldn't just, like,
individual
kill-
bird?
It wouldn't just kill all the birds, yeah.
Right, because they're not
Okay.
all exactly in that spot. They're swarming around, but yeah, it's one creature. Hit points equate to killed birds, basically.
Okay, yeah, then I will turn into a bear.
Okay.
Bear.
Should have turned into a cat.
Or a frog.
Oh,
Not
wait,
not that they wouldn't
spider.
just destroy you in one hit.
Okay, and then if I can,
Give yourself your hit points.
yeah, if I can, can I move kind of over to the tree? Just because I imagine it's probably harder because the birds are like swooping down and hitting. It's probably harder for them to do that if there's a tree in the way.
You want to you want to straddle this wood fence? Is that what you're saying? Like you
I thought
want to
that was
be
just a log
there?
on the ground.
What?
I thought that was just a log. In that case, then I'll just stand still. Doesn't matter.
Okay. Raxus. Got this bunch of birds swinging around you.
All right, I'm gonna try and get rid of the rest of them.
Yep, that hits. So you do 11, which is 5 damage.
Oh no, I added the extra piercing. That's for that 8, because there's that or D8 over there.
He put it in damage 2, so it shows up in its own box.
Okay. You don't have to make that second attack, because if you did 19, you would have done... Oh, wait. 19 would be 8 points of damage? Yeah, it's still
9
alive.
points.
9. Okay. So, yeah, it's killed.
Alright, if they are killed off, I will go over and help out Argus with the swarm that's bothering him.
Okay, if you move, you get an attack of opportunity. So you're just going to strike at it?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, roll. No, not damage. Got to roll to hit. I see the 27, but that was before anything died. 26 definitely hits. Better damage anyway. So 15 is 23 damage. No.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Gallus. Got 2 swarms on you.
That might be problematic.
Could be.
I'm gonna strike at the one currently on me.
Okay. They're both on you. But yeah, okay, the one to the left. The one that came in first.
Do I get sneak damage because their medis is there?
Yes.
Yeah. 16?
Yep, that hits. So 24.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
No.
All right, these birds finally get to attack back. Okay, this swarm of birds by Argus. Hold on. Yep. 8. Okay, misses. This swarm moves to right there and attacks Raxus. Yep. For a crit, it does 38 damage.
Ow.
One swarm is on Gallus.
Raxus, are you okay?
Ow.
It rolls a 6. So it
Miss.
misses. One swarm moves to occupy Zermeti's square, but it attacks Raxus.
Stymphalians are man-eating birds. They ate his manhood.
But there's only a few of them. So it rolls a 15 to hit.
Miss.
And then the final swarm is going to attack Zermetes with a 19
Oh, that absolutely hits. Goodness.
for 18 piercing.
Yoink.
And then it's your turn.
Okay. That very injured group that's around me right now attacking Raxus is my current target with more jabbing to start off the play. A jab.
Hit.
16 for 6.
Yep.
Jeez, they're still up.
Yeah. There's only like one bird left.
Oh, well, it's gone.
I don't know. That's 8 damage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dead.
And then, key point, of course, to try and punch a swarm of birds. Can I make them make a dex save?
You can certainly try.
Okay, I would like to try with a 14 as the DC.
Well, you got to hit one. Which
Yeah,
one are
it
you
was-
attacking?
Oh, I'm sorry, the other one that was attacking me.
Okay, so you attack that one. You rolled a
Yeah.
21, which hits. So you do 4 damage.
Yeah. I'm
And
trying
then
to knock them to the ground.
Right, and you make them make a dex save to do what? Go
To knock
prone?
them prone. Yes.
Okay, so they're immune to prone.
Oh, okay.
So one bird hits the ground, but the swarm is still flying around.
Okay. I figured, but
You
you know,
just knock him down, and he dies when he hits the ground.
I've never fought a flock of birds before.
Yeah.
High kick. 20 for 4.
That hits. Okay, bear.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm swiping and biting at the swarm of birds around me.
Okay. So you're going to make 2 attacks before you find the result of the first attack?
I guess.
Yeah, apparently you did. You made a simultaneous attack. So if the first attack kills him, you've actually killed him twice. But you didn't kill him, so. Just a second. You did hit him, though. And you did 2 damage. So it looks like a pretty full flock. So 2 damage, not going to kill it. 24 hits, and you do another 5 damage. Still looks like a pretty full flock. Anything else?
That's it.
That's it. Raxus. Thermetes looks like he's about to die. Got 16
after,
hit points. One hit from a bird could kill him.
I'm going to go after the form that's right next to me in Zermetes.
Okay, this one right here. Gotcha. Hit for 13. Okay. Uh-huh. Still alive.
All right.
18 hits, yes. There's so many of them, it's hard to miss. Okay, so you got a 14, 16. Okay.
They
They're-
still up?
Yeah, there's probably like 1 or 2 birds still flying around in that swarm.
I'm going to action surge.
Okay. Oh yeah, that definitely hits. Yeah. So that swarm didn't make it. Okay, you can reach both swarms.
I want to reach the one that's right above Gallus. Right above Zermetes.
Wait, above Gallus or above Zermetes?
Above Zermetes.
Okay, yeah. Yes. Oh, that's a lot. 18, 20 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like it's a fairly small swarm now.
And then I will use second wind to get some health back.
Okay. Okay, Gallus.
I'm gonna hit the one that's in front of Zermetes.
Okay. Sure.
18.
18 hits for 16
16.
damage. Yeah, so it's still alive,
Damn.
but it looks like it's only 1 or 2 birds in that swarm.
Too bad I have 0 feet that gives me an extra attack.
Right.
That's it.
That's it. Okay, the birds. The birds look like they have some kind of bloodlust. They are not going to give up, it looks like. So the one on the druid will attack him. Still over half health. Rolls a 22 for 12 piercing.
Yep. That hits.
The one by Zermetes is going to attack Zermetes, but he's half strength. So he rolls a 17.
That misses.
Yeah, I think got a 18, right? Okay, and then there's one at full strength against Gallus. Does a 21 hit?
Yes, I'm gonna use my
For-
uncanny dodge to
yeah.
have that.
Yeah, it was 20, so you can half it to 10. Not even a crit, and it did 20 damage. Okay. Their turns are done, and then we go to Zermetes.
Okay. This is going rough, so I'm going to use my Daunting Roar. Where is my... There, click.
You use your
Creatures
bonus
with
action.
points.
Okay. They're immune to fear.
No! Darn.
One of the birds flies off. No, he doesn't.
Okay.
They're in like a rage state where they seem to be berserk.
I vaguely... Anyways, I'm gonna stab the flock that's been hitting me.
Okay.
Get them out of here.
14 hits. So you do
Okay.
8 damage.
Yep.
They can't take 8 damage. There was only one bird left. Okay.
And the final...
You didn't have to move, but okay.
I know.
But it looks better. Okay, you want to be
No,
like that?
Difficult.
Yeah.
Badoink. 24 for 6.
Sure.
I vaguely remembered some story about the Stymphalians and noise, but I think that just drove them into their frenzy, not out of it. So I'm kind of glad that didn't work.
Okay. And now?
That's what I got.
Oh, right. No bonus action. Okay, Argus. You have a bird
Bite and a
swarm.
Swipe.
Okay.
I'm gonna do them at the same time because I don't think I'm gonna kill it.
You are correct. They both hit. So you did 5 and 2. So 7 damage. It's under half strength. So this one looks like it's probably about 5 birds. Okay, Raxus.
I'm going to keep going at the one that's right at hitting after Gallus.
Sure. Hit. That's 19. Okay.
I was trying to do a trip attack to see if I forgot. Oh no, they can't be knocked prone.
Cannot be knocked prone, right.
Yep, I forgot.
They're birds.
Okay, they're still alive. Still over half? No, they're not. They're under half. But it's close to half. That hits. Yeah, there's only about 5 of them left. It's hard to tell. They're swarming around. Anything else?
No, that's about all I got.
All right, Gallus. You got a couple of birds flying around you.
Then I'm gonna stop the stab. A couple of birds flying around me.
Okay. You do get sneak. That hits for 19,
Yes.
which kills it.
Yay.
Anything
And
else?
those are nasty birds.
They are quite. Anything else? No, you said no. Okay, so this last swarm, does it fly away? No. Does it attack a bear?
Mayhaps.
No. It flies over here and attacks Raxus. Under half. Okay, there we are. 23.
Yeah, that'll definitely do it.
8 piercing.
Correct.
Only did 8 though. Last swarm, so we're moving on. We're at Zermetes.
Excellent.
So
Why?
they moved with a intelligence to avoid the bear. Or maybe they felt a kindred spirit.
Sadly, I am going to have to beat them with my pointy stick.
Okay.
Sadly, they have to expire.
That exactly kills them.
Excellent.
End
I
the
feel
fight. The fight's over. Bunch of dead birds laying around your feet.
We are burying them. Well, we are moving them off the path and laying them out neatly.
Yeah, you can bury. Bury's okay.
Buried?
Yeah, bury's okay.
Stymphalian birds are pets of the Lady Artemis.
Are they really?
From Lord Ares, yes.
Yeah, you can bury things.
But it was necessary. They wanted blood and would settle for nothing less. And such is the way of the wild.
Now,
But
if you
they
were
must be treated with
a
respect.
pilgrim going to the temple of Artemis and you came walking down this path and got beset upon by 600 birds, you probably wouldn't make it to the temple.
Oh, yeah, no.
That might be why she's not getting a lot of worshippers at the temple anyway.
We must move them off the path and lay them out neatly so they may still be consumed by other scavengers.
Oh, you're not burying them?
No.
Okay.
No, they must...
Return
they-
to the circle.
Yes.
Well, after about your 3-hour trip, it is lunchtime.
You okay?
And, yeah, I'm having like 4 of them.
Okay. Yeah, I mean they're big, but yeah, you definitely can eat the best parts. Just the drumsticks.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Fried Stymphalian Deathbird. Let's
Yep.
go.
Stymphalians, yeah. I'm not sure if they've got any kind of flavor text. I assume they do. Let's go to the page I think they're on. Oh man, am I good? I went straight to the page.
Nice.
Okay. It says they can't regain hit points. Okay. They're immune to everything.
because they suck.
They're considered a medium swarm of tiny beasts. Okay. And normally, they're unaligned, like any other animal. Yeah.
Normally.
Yeah, it doesn't give them like backstory or history or anything.
No bronze feathers and poisonous dung.
No,
No,
you hate
these
that
these
already.
aren't your Dragon Lords Stimfay. These are Stimphalian. So
Oh,
they're
did we see those in Dragon Lords?
they were, yes, it was an automaton.
Oh, right.
The
okay.
Amazons built them.
Well, I mean, even in the old myths, not everything carries over. I know that, but
What happened to the bear?
I turned back to human.
Apparently you didn't.
there's no token there now. Just your health.
Oh wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, for me, I'm big Argus.
Big Argus.
What if I
Okay.
move it? Can you see that? Or no?
I'll try refreshing. See what that does.
I might have put you on a different layer.
But even in the old stories, they I refreshed and he's back. They had bronze feathers. That's why I asked.
Okay, there is something here I'm moving around.
I refreshed and his token is there now. He's big
Yeah.
Argus.
Okay,
Big Argus.
let's control R this thing then. See what happens. Well, the music cut out. That's good. That's a good sign. There he is. Okay, I got him. Oh,
He's right there.
yeah, he is now. Okay, so are you moving on? Or
Yes.
you guys can take a short rest here if you'd like.
Yep, it's lunchtime. We got lots of chicken.
Yeah.
And you definitely have yeah, this road here is, you can tell it's a well-traveled path because there are portions that have little wooden fences and stuff, stacked stones, cut wood, stuff like that. But yeah, you can throw as many hit dice out that you need to recover from that devastating attack.
It works now.
I can heal everyone too.
I would enjoy that.
I cast Aura of Vitality.
So everybody gets 13 hit dice? No, that's Hermetis, okay.
Oh, that's me.
So Aura of Vitality, you can only give each person 2d6, right?
Every
Every round. So you get a total of 10. Because it's a minute concentration. So how many hit dice are you giving each one? You can do one round at a time, but
Do you want to just roll?
no.
Okay.
Because
Let's do it for round 10,
it can be wasted is what I'm saying. You could go over.
Okay, so starting with Raxus, round 1, 11.
Okay, he has a total of 40 that he needs. So now you're 28 points down.
Now
Okay,
we're playing blackjack.
yeah, round 2, Raxus again. 6.
So he's got 17 out of 40.
Round 3, Gallus, you gain 7.
Gain 7. Keep up with him because he's gonna do this quickly. Bop, 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 bop.
Round 4, Zermetes,
Get 3.
3.
Yay.
Round 5, Zermetes again, you get 6.
I
Round.
You don't have to
spend
round
my
it
time.
because I can just count the die rolls.
Okay. 3. Sorry, I didn't say it. It's Raxus is the algorithm I was using.
Yeah.
4 more.
And
Mental
then
algorithm.
Back to Zermetes.
Are you a chat GPT? Okay, sorry.
Maybe.
Maybe you are.
ChatGPT supposed to answer that.
Yeah, it's an AI that can play D&D.
Really?
Yeah.
Good at
I don't know.
missing a player.
It's yeah.
Okay.
But it's
back to Raxus.
unfortunately
How many
it's
do I have left?
woke. They use them, their, Caesar.
Okay.
Can I sign him?
These next 3
Can
are
I-
going to Raxus.
Okay.
None
Ar-
for Argus?
Nah, I'll be fine.
Poor Argus.
He can just become a bear.
Fair. So I'm gonna short rest with 1 hit die.
That sounds good.
No healing for Gallus. Good.
I had 1, that was enough.
Don't forget to mark your hit dice off, because when you rest, you only get half of them back. Okay. Unless
Wait,
you're in the lodge, and then you get all of them back.
Wait, it expended 1 but didn't roll it.
That sucks. Just roll a die then.
If you just click the die on your hit dice, it'll roll it.
5.
Just like that. Yep. And it adds it back to you automatically. Oh, it doesn't. It didn't. There you go. Good job. All right. So you guys are going to continue on to the temple after the short rest? Okay. You were not set upon by any other fey creatures or any other kind of Artemisian hinds or anything? No boars? No wolves?
I do need a handful of their feathers.
No stags.
Okay. Yeah, you
They're-
definitely
they're
can.
going on
You had to clean them to cook them, so I don't see a problem with that.
They're going on the altar as an apology for killing her birds.
And don't forget, you guys are all like advantage on survival
Oh yeah.
for a month. Okay, yeah. So you have no problem plucking as many feathers as you want. You can make a headdress.
I
That's
just need
right.
a handful to put on the altar.
Oh,
Spread 'em out all nice.
when you get there. Okay, yeah, no problem.
Now that does put out a point. I'm gonna give a slight prayer, if that's the correct word, but
Yeah.
more like a heads up, like I am going to help her because that's what the gods need, but if you don't like it, you can stop me whenever you want. To my goddess, because I know she doesn't like me messing with other gods' stuff.
Okay, during that prayer, before you're finished, it actually stops raining.
Alright.
Okay, so now,
Hey guys, she said it was okay.
Well, being a goddess of the sea, I think rain is a good thing. So her stopping it means you shouldn't do this. Yes, try to read the portents of the gods, you non-oracle you.
You're not an oracle either.
I'm also not trying to read their signs. I just do what I wish when I wish.
okay, I put
Wow.
you on the wrong side. Okay, boop, boop. Let's move you. Okay, so let's do one of these numbers.
I just do what I wish when I wish. You hear slight thunder. If it's okay with Lady Artemis. Start running again.
Okay, so you guys should be on the left side of the map. You guys should be able to
Yes.
see your tokens and everything. Okay, so you see this temple in front of you, and I think I need to get to my flavor text. To the south, you see the lake I was mentioning. There's like a little boat and a pier and all that great stuff. And then there's this temple that you can see in front of you. This roof,
That's a lot of bird nests.
there are some bird nests. But here, let me see if I can't go to the map layer. Okay, so you can kind of see that there is a building inside. Under the roof. But,
And I am gonna clear it. I'm not gonna clean afterwards.
no? Okay.
That's what the water is for.
I noticed there's a lot of Artemis quests. You notice that?
Yes.
That's
It's
because I am the leader.
Okay. Chiron. Right. Already did that.
Yeah, let's go to the stored village along the sea, then we'll see what happens.
Yes. Okay. The temple was built in honor of the goddess of the hunt, Artemis. Its design reflects the goddess' beauty and strength. The temple was frequently visited during the day by worshippers. Over the last few days, hardly any worshippers have been seen. Okay. A temple of marble and stone stands proudly on a flagstone promenade. Golden statues of two women clad in armor holding spears flank the southern wall facing the large pond. Currently, the most notable feature is a large swarm of small birds that are roosting on the temple's roof and around its court. Okay, so you probably see somewhere around 1,000 birds. Okay, so if I was to say that a swarm was 100 birds, we got about 10 swarms flying around. Okay. But it's probably not that many. I'm probably exaggerating. It's probably closer to 50 per swarm, so. But there's about 10 swarms of these birds. Same exact birds. Stymphalian birds.
I would like to try to sneak into the temple without alerting the birds.
Okay, roll initiative because they're attacking.
Oh, they did see the pussycat.
And we didn't try to sneak and go in stealthily beforehand either.
I mean, the birds.
Yeah. And do we want to save this combat for next time?
Is it? We probably should. Let's do that. Everybody, give me initiative, and we'll get the initiative.
But I'm so glad that's my first one tonight.
But I do also want to say,
at least those statues in Golden.
Right, there are statues in the north, but and there are statues in the south, facing the pond. So there are a number of statues. There's a boat dock. There's inside you're going to have a building, and inside it's got like 2 rooms.
Well, last time we found the statue armored up inside a temple, it was breathing.
But you will see one additional thing I want to share before we end. You did roll initiatives, right? Okay, great.
Yes.
Let me grab one of these. Probably the furthest one would be best to give it the initiative.
Okay. You say that.
Right. But there's an additional thing you see before. Okay. Okay. There we go. There's only 4 swarms on the roof. Okay, but you don't see that. The roof. Okay. You would need some way to access the roof if you wanted, like flight, grappling hook, or climbing trees or whatever. To be able to see those nests up there, really. But you might see some twigs or whatever, overhangs, or because it is kind of a sloping roof, but it is kind of also tall. But there is something else up there on the roof. Okay, I think I might have a handout. Colorful. Say that.
Have you
Yeah.
seen the California condors? The bird?
Like a condor?
Yeah,
What about it?
it's give me those vibes.
Yeah, it's definitely big. 5 foot tall, 6 foot tall, something like that. It's a really big bird, but you can see that it's got like a weird face. And
Sounds
it's
like a
got
condor.
very colorful wings. And its name is Wings of Artemis.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Before we start, let's go ahead. See, this was Raxus's goal all along, was to get a new PBI before the fight starts. No, that's fine. Everybody vote for the PBI, and then we'll call it quits. Oh wait, I didn't. Yeah, go ahead and vote. I'm gonna put that up there. There we go. It should have its own initiative too. There we go. Horrible initiative. It's gonna go last.
See, when we did the Thessa quest line, when we fought something,
I
it
forgot
was.
the whisper. Oh man, oh no.
Okay, so that vote won't count, and you'll have to vote for someone else. Bio. Character sheet. What am I looking for? Oh, Dex.
Oh, I said Argus and
13.
Gallus. I meant to say except for Raxus and Gallus. I'm sorry, Argus.
I was got like, that's so mean. He helped you.
But we're even. He paid off the debt. So
When we were doing the Thessa quest line, when we fought something, it was nothing that belonged to her. Now the only thing we've been fighting are beasts of Artemis.
Well,
That's what it seems like.
us beasts of Artemis are quite dangerous.
what does that say about your god then?
Does that mean you can be corrupted, Zermedes?
I said us beasts of Artemis.
So far,
I'm not a beast of Artemis.
I am.
and from what it sounded like Artemis has a lot more firepower for beasts are this strong.
Yes.
Well, where's Thessa's?
Thessa just has fish. She's like Aquaman.
And not the good version.
Yeah, the make fun of him version.
Okay, everybody vote again with your second option. Because it was a tie. 4 different answers. Can I do that and make it easy to read? Okay. You can't vote for the same person twice.
Fine.
Idiot. Okay, Zermedes gets it. Okay, Zermedes, you get a PBI for next week.
Awesome. I will.
So what'd you guys think of that? We got a few minutes before the game needs to end, so what'd you think of that dream sequence?
It raises a lot of questions. I still want to know how it did it.
I think you don't care because you didn't pay attention.
I did pay attention.
you just forgot.
There's a lot happened focusing on the one part of it, and I forgot the other part of it.
You say that you had a clear message.
How many different parts were there?
One.
We know of 2 if there's a third one.
4, 5. There were 5 parts, I think.
God damn it.
We've
Well,
been doing
the-
this for a long time, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was writing in my journal in Allies and Organization of how I think of you guys.
First I was talking to the Caesarean, and then I was the little bird eye, and it showed the boat coming in and everyone getting off of it, and then it showed the other Caesarean ship coming up, and everyone screaming and running into the woods, and them like capturing everybody. Then it showed the ship sailing off, and then it was the tree in the wheat field.
Sounds right.
I just forgot about the wheat field scene because the rest became a big thing.
Okay. You were more concerned about your boat.
That too, because I mean, we took those people under our protection, and now they're slaves.
Right. Who else did you tell about this dream? No one. Not even the people that came to help you heal your mind.
Nope.
Yeah.
Well, I told Eclippe because she asked.
What'd you tell her? She asked you if you had a nightmare, and you said you don't
I
have
gave
to
her the
answer.
full details.
I didn't
and she
hear.
was
I
like,
didn't hear any of that.
Oh.
Let me rephrase that. Eclippe didn't hear any of that.
Oh.
She wasn't. She didn't care. She just figured it was a dream.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, just the party knows.
Okay. Well, that's it. I'll see you guys next week. You guys have a good night.
Bye.
Yep. Good night.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Night.
Good night. And again, thank you guys. Camera, you can barely see me over there. If I lean into it, you can see me. Hey, I hope you guys are enjoying the story. I'm still working on editing the opening. I don't know how I want to do it, and that's what I'm struggling. I'm struggling with a little writer's block to make the opening. I've got their videos that explain like who they are and what their characters are, and then I want to mash that into a like an opening sequence that I can maybe put some music behind it or something, and then have me say something and maybe some graphics of their characters, you know, and their stats and stuff like that, so you guys can kind of get a vision of who they are, and then which I think I could do it pretty easily, but I'm not sure exactly how I want to do it. So I think I got some good ideas. So maybe they're not good ideas, but I got some ideas for next week. So, all right. Well, I'll see everyone next week, 7:00 Central, for some more Arcadia / Greek D&D. All right. Catch you guys next time.